just a circle where real talk flows. 4 different voices, 1 platform holds. Conversations flowing, stories we share. A space built on love, respect and care. Here in the circle, we listen, we learn. Here in the circle, we speak, we connect. Here in the circle, we unlearn, we learn. Welcome to the Sister Circle. Let's go.
Hi, sisters. Good evening.
Hey.
Hello.
Ladies,
Hi.
how's everyone doing?
Evening. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes, it's
2020
official.
in the building. How's everyone doing?
I'm here dancing.
Me?
For an exclusive invite to Sisi's party. When was our last show? What date and time
I can't
was
even
our last show?
remember. Nah, I can't even remember, honestly.
for an exclusive invitation to Sisi's birthday, get this answer right and you will get your invitation. VIP.
DC, have you approved this?
I'm not saying anything.
Not saying anything.
Anyway, welcome everybody. Nice to have everybody here finally. I hope that this is the start of a consistent year of content.
Yes.
I hope so. Anyway, thank you for joining us, Real Fam. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, the usual, and join the conversation. It's a conversation that is relatable. We're talking about friendship. I'm sure we've all experienced friendship in different ways. And today is focusing more on drifting apart and moving on from friends because of growth or as a result of growth, right? And then all of a sudden you're the problem, you think you're better than everybody else, that kind of angle. That's what we're dealing with. So I'm sure everyone has experienced this where nothing really happened, no animosity, we're not fighting, we're cool. When we see outside, we greet, but we just are not on the same path anymore. So that's kind of what we're talking about. And before we go ahead, I want to ask all of the sisters, if you're familiar with our show, you know that we usually ask each other what we're drinking. So I'm going to ask all the sisters what is in their cup. Sisi, what is in your cup, please?
Okay, so my cup is just water today.
Okay.
H2O. And no ice, guys. I'm trying to change my bad ways.
Hey. Or you say is it because it's winter and it's cold?
It's still cold.
No, it's just because I run out of ice cubes.
Really?
So we're managing.
Why did you not say I change your ways?
What's in your cup, honey babe?
I ran out of my normal lemon and ginger. I didn't have time to go to Aldi. So I'm having my normal English breakfast tea with a little bit. I don't like sugar, so I tend to have about a teaspoon of honey. So that's what I'm having.
I'm having water. I went through a lot over Christmas. When I say a lot, I mean a lot of food. Or should I say a lot of food went through me over Christmas? So I spent this year just being healthy. I haven't had any processed sugars, all of that stuff. And I also had a couple unnecessary breakouts as well. So I was like, oh, okay, you ate nonsense. This is this time. So I was like, yeah, no. And my birthday is coming up as well. So obviously we gotta look good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just focused on that. So yeah. Anyway. So
I'm here. Nobody asked me.
Sorry.
Hey,
Yes, so and today I have my Bailey's Irish.
Wow.
Bailey's.
Hopefully I don't fall asleep, Sha, because it makes me sleep. So
yeah, I love my Baileys. Oh, making me envious.
I think I've had Baileys in years.
Oh, I love Baileys, but I haven't had it. I didn't have it over Christmas. I was driving.
Anyway, so the question I have for those in the chat while we start this show is, have you ever grown, healed, or leveled up and suddenly you became the problem in your friendships? So I'm going to put you on the screen. Do I have you on the screen? Yeah. Have you ever grown, healed, or leveled up and suddenly you became the problem in your friendships? While we ponder on that, I'm going to say hello to our real fam. Okay. So we have Auntie Grace. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We have Uncle Ben as well. Thank you so much for joining us, Uncle Ben. We have Sis Comfort Fash. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Good to have you here. Happy New Year. We have Uncle Dio. Thank you for coming, Uncle Dio. Happy New Year. We have Ogachoki. So none of you have got palm wine going on. We haven't. Thank you for coming, sir. And then we have CB. Thank you for coming, CB. And Sis.
Simbi.
Yay. Thank you so much for coming, sis. Sis actually has been looking for us for ages. And then we have Mary, Sis Mary. Thank you so much for coming, sis. We have Dupsy Heart. Thank you so much for coming, sis. We missed you all. And we have Zeno. Thank you. Thank you. And she says special hi to almost birthday girl. I'm guessing that's Sissy. Right. But anyway, thank you
Yeah.
everybody. So yeah. The question is, have you ever healed or leveled up and suddenly you became the problem in your friendships? Honey babe, do you have anything to say about this?
Hey, you started with me. Hey.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. I think, yeah, yes and no. I had a friendship where we were called the Three Musketeers. We always hanged around together. If you saw Honey Babe, you saw my other two friends. But I think there was this kind of disconnect because I was seen as the Boutique because I was born and brought up in the UK, and they were typical streetwise Nigerian girls. And I remember I'm very authentic and I'm very transparent, maybe too transparent to some people. And I remember it used to be a problem. It used to be a case we used to go church together, and there'll be situations where you have guys hitting on you and stuff like that, the normal thing. And then there will be a case where my friend will now call me that she wants to talk to me, that, I feel like you don't dress well. I feel that you don't wear weave, because I used to wear kind of like Tony Braxton type of short hair. That's me. I never wore weave. And it was always from a sense that in our friendship, she looks down on me and she always criticized me. And I think I got to a stage where I'm not having this anymore. So I had a conversation with her, and it didn't go very well. But I just felt that I had to reassert boundaries, because for me, friendship is about not bringing people down. It's about lifting each other off. And then I think ever since that time, we haven't spoken in almost like 10 years. And she's tried to reach out to me, but I think we're in stages in our life where, when you get to a stage, especially when you're older, you're not going to tolerate crap. So I've made a conscious decision. Even if I have one or two friends, that's enough for me, rather than being this whole mindset. And I think I noticed that in our community, we tend to say we have friends, and there's no type of relationship. Or we have 500 friends on Facebook, or you have maybe 200 friends on a phone. But ask yourself the question, are they your genuine friends? So I'd rather at the end of the day have just 3 friends that I can call on and there's no judgment, than have a friend where they're judging you. So I've reached a stage in my life where I've definitely grown, where if I feel that a friendship doesn't work, I keep it moving. And there's no shame in being on your own, or I'm the type of person, I don't need to have friends the way that I did when I was younger. So you get a sense of peace, because I remember the amount of arguments I had with my friends in regards to this whole Three Musketeers friendship. And now I'm definitely more peaceful now.
Amazing. Auntie Inkus, have you ever
Yeah.
grown or leveled up and suddenly you became the problem in your friendships?
Well, have I?
Sorry, first of all, we have an imposter. Hello, everyone. I'm new here. Who is Beno Real? That
Who
is
are
not.
you?
Who are you?
Is that you, B?
Who are you and why are you impersonating Uncle Ben?
Yeah, tell
Block.
us who you really are.
We are going to block you if you don't confess. Sorry, Auntie Yinkus.
Confess. Uh, I think that it gets to a point in your life you just need to kind of reevaluate the people that you are with or the people that you call friends. Now, my mom raised me to be friends with my sisters. It's always been like that. I have four siblings that are females, and I have a brother. So for us, and the gaps between us isn't much. Of course, there was a time kind of moved out of that phase, thinking, you know what, I need friends outside of my sisters. And man, did I get bit several times over and over again. Because I don't know what it is. It's just that sometimes people feel like, even when you don't even think that much of yourself, they see you bigger than what you actually think of yourself.
Mm.
And so, of course, they kind of gravitate to you because they like what they see, or maybe it's because they want to get what they think that you have. But of course, for me, I kind of figured this is not going to work for me because your mindset, the way you talk, the way you act, the way you put yourself out there is just not something that I could align with. Of course, when things change, could it be work? Could it be school? There's always that sense. I just began to have this feeling. You just kind of feel that, it's either they're talking about you or they're looking at you some kind of way, or you're doing something and instead of your friends cheering you up or cheering you on, they're kind of silent about your wins. And I'm big on, supporting people. I love to support, no matter what you're doing, I'm supporting. I know you well, I don't know you that much. I'm supportive. But when it came to me, it seemed like everybody was kind of like, they were kind of pulling back, not really giving you I'm big on patting myself on the back. I don't need anybody to do that. But when I saw that the people that I called my own were not, rooting for me like I thought they would, yeah, I had to pull myself back. So yeah, I've had those. I tried it twice, but after that, no, I went back to my sisters.
Okay, fair enough. Cece, do you have anything to share?
So this thing about friendship and having these conversations, I think sometimes it's just the natural, it's just part of life, right? You grow, you, you sometimes you're just not, maybe the energy with the person is just, you're just not as tight. And sometimes there's no explanation, honestly. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a big drama, a big explosion. You just wake up and you just find that, you just don't relate on certain things, the mindset, so you're not agreeing, maybe, I mean, you don't see things the way that that person sees things, and you just can't relate, unfortunately. So I think for me, I've been fortunate, to be fair, that I've never really had a friendship where I felt like I was doing well and my friend was either looking at me with like jealousy or we've outgrown each other. No, the only friendship breakup I had, I think I shared it in the backstage, that I'm not going to go into here because it's long, it's quite messy. But that was literally out of nowhere. That's the one that shocked me. It just came from nowhere. We were cool, and then boom, 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 over. And we haven't spoken in like 4 years, right?
Mm.
But aside from that, which is like an anomaly of a thing, I feel like sometimes it's just natural. You grow apart because you just don't relate with each other. Maybe you don't think the same way anymore. Sometimes some people are just not willing to expand their horizons, maybe expand their mindsets, or they still have a very shallow way of thinking. Or it could just be that you are just open to new opportunities and they're very comfortable being in that place where they are, which is comfortable to them, but you're outgrowing in terms of your experiences, in terms of your exposure, and you just can't relate anymore. So I think a lot of people, from experience that I've seen around me, those are the things that tend to happen. Um, is that a bad thing? I don't think it's a bad thing. I think people should just accept that we change as human beings, and it's natural for you to grow apart, outgrow certain people. You outgrow even family members sometimes, but you're just stuck together because you're family members. But they're family members that maybe when you were kids you used to be really, really tight, like cousins. I have cousins like that. We used to be really tight when we were kids. We'll be at each other's houses, and now as adults, life has just got the best of people. You don't see each other as much. Maybe you see each other at functions, and you just kind of think, we used to be so close. Like, I would cry when we were leaving their house, or you would beg your parents, can I sleep over? Can I sleep over? And now you don't see them for years and years and years, and it's fine. So it's just part of life, unfortunately. But I think sometimes people take it the wrong way, that it needs to be this like, I don't know, that there needs to be this, there needs to be something that's happened. Sometimes something, that thing has not happened. It's just part of life, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I'm not someone that has had like any explosive fights because I don't leave room for explosive fights anyway. I tend to be very standoffish. And I think more recently, I realized that I don't have energy. I don't have energy. So more recently, I see things for what they are. I've also come to realize that most of the time, people know exactly what they're doing. That's the one thing. I used to be the one person that always felt the need to fix. Maybe it's first daughter syndrome. I don't know. To fix, we have to have a conversation. There has to be something, like, it's not by force for everything to work. So more recently, I realized that people know what you're doing. There's really no point in going back and forth, overcompensating. I just leave things most of the time now and just see how it plays out, later on. Besides that, I think I'm someone who I kind of, because I'm not from the UK, or I didn't grow up in the UK, I'm someone who, and the way I came to the UK, I'm someone who has a lot of friends around the world. Most of my friends are everywhere. So I'm used to long distance friendships. I have friends in America, I have friends here in the UK, and then I have friends in Nigeria as well, and even other parts of the world. So I'm used to not having most of my friends close to me.
Like a
So I
low
think that,
maintenance friendship.
not even low maintenance, just maybe in a sense, but the one thing is, because I'm a very intentional person,
Mm.
it's not really low maintenance. But I'm even saying this to say that it makes me realize what is real and what isn't real, because the amount of effort somebody can put in all the way from America, you don't have to see me, but I feel your presence. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's kind of, so it made me filter my friendships in a different way as
Mm.
well. And then also, I've shared this before on a previous show. I don't know if it was TSU or one of the regular shows on Uncle Ben's channel, but I've shared when what was redefining for me, which was when my mom passed, because I'm not used to depending. I'm not someone that had to depend on friends in a sense, because I have a large family, like extended family. It's almost like I have enough care within my family. So
Mm.
it was hard for me to say I'm calling a friend for anything. There's always the cool auntie or the cool uncle that I could speak to about anything in a sense. So for the first time, this same family are the ones, they're going through as much pain as I'm going through. So that outside help was needed. And again, that's when I realized that people watch you, people know that you don't require much, but they can see what you need. And for the first time, so like 4 years ago now, I could also really feel the impact of friendship and those that were real friends, if that made sense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I have to share. But in terms of growing, that is very much something, or jealousy or whatever, that's very much something that I can I can relate to across the board. I've
Mm.
had two major friendship fallouts that I would say. And both of them, everything that they've said back, it confirmed that there were underlying issues of just how I am as a person, not attitude or anything, but you think you're the best thing since sliced bread. You're the one that has this, you're the one that has that. That's what you said back to me in an argument. It's the argument about what I have and my job, and so yeah, and we discussed it on a show before. I think it was a show around seeing Chris as well, where we talked about how sometimes just being the person that walks into the room and people like you, or
Yeah.
being the person that brings, should I say, some sunshine or some laughter to the room is enough reason for people to not like you. You don't have to really do anything. Sometimes it's just the way you carry yourself.
I think
But
the way you shine. Yeah.
yeah, and most of the time, the one major friendship breakup that I had, I realized even that, even with things like even clothes, the girl, if I, because you know how girls chat, I was saying it the other day on
Mm.
channel, girls chat where we say, oh my god, what are you wearing tonight? I'm wearing this day. She would wear the same thing, but I didn't think
Really?
it was a big deal. Yeah, she would wear the same thing. I didn't think it was a big deal until we had that fallout,
Hey.
which is so annoying because the fallout seemed like it was about a man, but it wasn't really about a man. She wanted to date my ex fiance's friend, but he didn't like her like that. But she thought I could do something about it, you know.
Mm.
but I can't force him to like you because I'm with his friend. We can't, me and my man cannot force that man to like you. So that's kind of the story that she took around to other friends, that, you know, it was because of that situation, but not really. And then once we had the conversation, that was what she was pointing out. You think you're perfect, you're the one that's engaged, you're the one that is this, you're the one that is that. I'm like, is that what we're fighting about? So yeah, it be like that sometimes for no reason.
Hmm.
Uncle Ben, I'll be Beno Real. I don't know who Beno Real is. I'm going to block you. Sir.
Yeah, can I say something?
Of
Abby, I
course.
just wanted to quickly say something. I'm just bringing back. I had a cousin that, like Simbi, I would have taken a thing for. You know the word, the B for. I saw her as my best friend, but I found out because, like I said, she didn't go to uni. She came. We met when I was about 16, 17. So I just finished my A levels, and I got I went, I'm being honest, I didn't get the grades I wanted, so I went through clearing. You know what clearing is, Abby? And I got
Yeah.
into another uni. I ended up going to a London university. And my parents introduced me to my cousin. And I took her as my best friend. We went everywhere together. She would hang around in my hall of residence. She would hang around with my other friends in university. It got to a stage where I was dating someone and his best friend was dating her. I thought we had it all, but I didn't know there was this little microaggressions where I found out she was so resentful and jealous of me. I went to uni. I had, my parents were still together. I was pampered. My parents always gave me what I wanted. And I didn't know that resentment for years was just building up, building up, building up. And I noticed, for instance, she lived in a certain side of London and she'll come to my house. I'll even to the extent let her use my washing machine because she said her washing machine wasn't working. She'll drive all the way from Kent, all the way to Essex to my house and I will allow her. She'll stay over, that type of thing. Then it got to a stage where I got a really good job. And you know how it is. You buy your first brand new car. And I bought a Toyota, nothing special about it. And I told my cousin, you know what my cousin said to me? Well, if I had the money, I would have bought something else. Now, I think then my eyes suddenly opened up. Wow, she's always got something negative to say about me. And I think that day I made a decision, I'm done. Because I said to her, even if you even don't even like the make of the car, can you not be happy for me? And she was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. And I literally cut her off. I haven't spoken to her in almost 20 years. No joke of a lie. We're cousins, so I hear about her. I know her sister, but I've made a conscious decision to stay away from her because it was quite shocking to know that my cousin, who is also my best friend, was jealous. And there's a lot of haters out there. And unfortunately, you're who you are, you shine, your friends, not knowing that day by day by day, they silently resent you. And it was a scary thing to know that my cousin, as in my first cousin, felt like that way about me. And another thing I will say is also the fact that I've, made a decision. Sorry to go on, made a decision. I don't do high maintenance. I had a friend that she would call me every single day. If I didn't pick up the phone, she will argue with me. Why didn't you pick up your phone? And I'm like, I don't know if ladies have had that experience. I was like, why are you always calling me? She wanted to know who I was with, where I was. We need to go here together. And it got to one stage, it was a year relationship. I had to say, I can't take this anymore. This is not normal. So I think that really scarred me in a way that if I want to pick up the phone, I maybe won't call you for months. But I've made a decision. I don't like friendships when you're constantly in my face, calling me all the time. Let's do this, let's do that. Because it's very high maintenance. I'm the type of person where if I call you 1 week and I don't call you for 2 months, I'll call you in 2 months when I can be bothered. I know it sounds like a very selfish thing, but most of my friendships, they kind of, monitoring spirit. That's what it was. Yeah. She was always monitoring me. It was crazy. It was mad. If she doesn't hear from me, she would call my mum. That's how crazy it was. She knew my mum. It was really crazy. So I think I've got to a stage because of that. I'm very low maintenance. I won't speak to people for months, but they get me. This is how Honey Baby is. When she's ready, she'll call me. Sorry, I've digressed, Abby. That's all I wanted to say. Sorry.
No problem. We'll come back to it in a bit. Sisters, can I read comments just to get
Go
the
for it.
audience involved, and then we'll play videos, and then yeah. Uncle Dio is saying if after growing, healing, and all of a sudden, I become the problem, it simply means I've outgrown that circle of friends, and it's time to get a new set that matches my status. Period. Ogachoki is saying stages of having friends, formative friends and developmental friends. just have to pick them for better or worse. CB, if I ever find myself in a friend group, I'm always the queen bee or ain't going to work. CB. CB.
CB, cream bee.
I think he's saying I tried the trail friendship once and never ever again. I
Don't
tend
try
to
it.
outgrow friendships, or should I say, I just enjoy my own company a
Yeah.
lot. So it's easy to just stay by myself. That's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
I
She's
enjoy my
English like
company so
me.
much.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, same comment. CB is saying the day a lady called me her best friend, I was shocked because I never saw her that way. I felt
Aw.
guilty. That made me feel like she probably hasn't had a friend like me blowing my trumpet. I think he's saying those type of friends are haters in disguise. They want your light but hate you.
Mm,
Absolutely.
mm,
I think he's also saying I have a super friend. We don't talk often, but when we do, it's like we talk every day. We've never felt disconnected at any point. I love friends like
mm.
that.
Yeah, I
I have
have a
friends
few.
like that too. And then I think he said, I have a friend who always asked what I would be wearing whenever we were going out. It was like a competition. It took me a while to catch on that she was trying to outdo me. The same with this, my friend. This same friend as well. I
Really?
would like she would even make subtle statements. I never forget when we went for this event. She asked me for hand cream, and my hand cream happened to be Chanel because a personal shopper had gifted it to me, in like a package. So this girl goes blurted out in public. Oh, must does everything have to be expensive and bougie? Oh
Oh
my
my
god, it even
God.
smells so terrible. On
Oh
top
my
hand cream that
god.
you do have hand cream in your own
Yeah,
bag.
that's similar to Always trying to put you
I
down.
just
Yeah.
noticed that it was always something else. And what's mad is that it was my boyfriend at the time, the guy I was engaged to, that clocked on before me. He was like, Abby, this girl talks funny. You
He
don't think
doesn't
so?
like you.
I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like, okay. And he was there when the friendship fell out. He said, I told you, no problem. It's not that big of a deal. See now, you
Mm.
don't collect. But
Yeah.
anyway, can I play videos?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sorry, sister. You said more. There's plenty. Wait, sorry. There's plenty. Comfort is saying, please, how do you describe some friends that view your status, be it birthday or graduation, and your dad passed away without any comments and constantly viewing your status?
Oh
Block them
my
and throw them
god.
You
away.
block them. They're
Block them and
haters.
throw them away. Yep.
Monitoring spirit.
Yeah. Monitoring
And when you
spirit.
see
That's
them,
what,
don't
yeah.
say hi either, because they
Yeah.
don't
You
deserve
need
you.
to
Oh,
block
hello.
them. Yeah.
But
They're
do you
haters.
think they actually see these things? Because sometimes you can open WhatsApp and it will just be going to the next person, going to the next person, and you didn't actually see, but it looks like you viewed the status. I'm
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
saying, devil's
Yeah.
advocate.
But more likely than not, CC, they are viewing your status. Trust me.
Yeah,
More like I reckon that
they
is the
are.
other side. They probably are
Okay.
monitoring spirits. Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair,
I'm
I
going
don't
to be
like
very I'm going
that.
to be very honest. I
I don't
agree
like
with
people like
Sissy.
that. Yeah.
I agree with Sissy. So I'm going to explain
Really?
something. Yeah, I agree with Sissy based off of my own experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very so I know most of my friends. If there's anything that's happened in your life that is groundbreaking, I know the dates and I'll write it down. And if it's worth celebrating every year, I would most likely remember. I'm the person that knows my friends' children's birthdays, whatever. Cool. But my thing is, I don't watch, and if anyone that follows me on Instagram here knows that I even while I'm very active on Instagram, I don't watch Insta stories.
That's
I
like
don't
me. I
watch
don't watch
WhatsApp.
statuses.
I've never posted a WhatsApp status and I don't watch
I
WhatsApp
don't
status.
even know how to do it.
If I watch WhatsApp status is once in months. So if
Mm,
if I don't know anything about you directly, not come and tell me. I will not know because you posted it.
mm,
I
mm,
don't watch, see, because I don't have the patience. So I watch the first five. If you're not the first five Insta stories on my Insta story lineup, I've not seen your stories. I
mm.
cannot see it because I just don't. It's never been my thing. Even when I'm posting daily, it's not my thing. So I get it where, and that's where it even comes to me about intentional friendships, where people need to actually open their mouth to tell their friends that, oh, by the way, to give their friends updates and vice versa. When you have conversations, what's going on? It's not just every day talk about Bobrisky. Some days take a break and be like, what's even going on in your life? How's this? How's that? Are you still job search? Like that's what I think. And then that way you have more information about your friends.
Mm.
So I think people need to, open up and not just think that people have seen their status and just ignoring them, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
but you know that on WhatsApp, you can see the people that have viewed your status, that
Yeah,
viewed
you
your stories on
Instagram.
WhatsApp. So
Instagram.
she on Instagram, on even on Instagram, it will show. You can see the people that have viewed it. even on
Yeah, but
Instagram. So
that's
if you're
what
not
she's
sure,
saying is that as it's rolling, it rolls over. So
Yeah, I know what you're
what
talking
she's
about.
saying is that if I watch one
mhm,
story and I leave my phone on the bed and go to the bathroom, it's gonna keep watching all the stories. It's not be like I was watching it.
correct.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Hmm.
That one is a bit of a sticky one for me personally because I have experienced that thing. I've experienced it.
Mm.
Thank you, sister.
Oh, something that
Oh, thank
too.
you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you,
Thank
sis.
you.
Nothing
Me
saying I am
too.
Abby and Abby. I am
I'm in
Abby is
Abby. I think she
me.
said I'm in
I
Abby.
remember this like no man's business. Yeah, I'm a very date person. Oh
Hmm.
my
Abby,
god, I
play,
can't
play
stand
the.
competitive friends.
Yes.
Um, Actually, is saying on my hobby's 40th, I needed to get a dress for the dinner party. She sold a dress to me, but I didn't like it. I hit the store and got something else. When she saw me, she was shocked. Guess what? The dress she wore was just like the dress she sold me as the wife of the celebrant. The dress I purchased on my own was fire. Haha.
Boy,
Crazy. You know
that's
what she's saying.
crazy.
Anyway, let me play a video.
Sure.
I probably have to cut. Let me play the most important one.
Breakup where you have you ever experienced a friendship breakup where you completely just outgrew a friend?
When you find out or when you come to realize that someone is not aligned with you anymore, don't be afraid to take a step back.
That's word.
You don't gotta say too much. Like you don't have to do too much. And I don't even think there's an explanation that needs to be had.
Oh, you a ghoster. You be ghosting?
If I gotta go, I gotta go.
Not even a little, you know what, this is not working for me. We're not on the same page. I thought we were.
But if it's not to your benefit, would you still stick around?
It depends on how far along we are in the friendship. Some people deserve a something. Some people. Other people,
Very,
you just gotta dip out of there.
exactly.
Sometimes you really just gotta
You
go.
really
Because at
gotta
this point,
go.
sometimes people know.
Not only some people know, some people don't have the emotional capacity
That part.
to even understand as to why.
Cece, what do you think? Do you think that some friends deserve a conversation, others don't?
Yeah, I do. I feel like if it's a friend that you don't really have that kind of relationship, the distance should speak what you're trying to say. Right? I'm really those type of I match your energy. If you're gonna have a conversation, fine. If you're not, I'm also cool with that. I can read the things that have not been said, and I'm not really somebody who needs to sit down, have a clarity. We need to go to coffee, we need to hash everything out, we need to dissect. I can read the room through your absence, your messages that are going through, things you're doing in your life. You're not keeping me updated. What do I need to come and ask you about? It's very clear. I'm not going to make a fool of myself. But the only exception I'll make is a friend that I think is the level of friendship that you have with the friend. If it's somebody that's like a sister, a very close friend that you've had for a long time, they know your family, you know their family. I feel like in that type of friendship, you should definitely try to find out, because you want to resolve and try and mend the relationship, right? Or even just to understand, like, girl, what happened, right? Because you love that person, you care about them. But these
Mm.
friends that you might go clubbing with, friends that you shop with, friends that you go out for a good time, okay, they're not calling you, you're not calling them. Slowly, everybody will know what the deal is, and it is what it is. But when you see each other, you're still fine. You don't need to sit down and have a heart to heart and really hash things out. I don't think it's necessary for all friends. That I do agree. I think people can just read from how each other is moving. You'll get the message.
Absolutely. Thanks, Cece. Honey, babe, do you have anything to add to that briefly?
I think I have a similar mindset. I personally been in a situation where I was with a friend. Sorry, I had a friendship from when I was in uni, and it's when we got our jobs. And I think another one was that I was out of the three musketeers that I've mentioned before, I was the first one to get pregnant. So that kind of changed the dynamics. All of them were still, single, mingling and whatever. So that kind of put a distance between us. And I felt that we drifted, even though we had issues as well. But I've had situations where I've had a friendship with a friend and I don't like the way that they're moving, you know, you know, especially in terms of their personal life, whether I've seen certain things, they're doing certain things. And I've said it once, I've said it twice, and then I would just literally just like, I don't feel that there's the need for me to explain to myself why I no longer want to align to you. And I'm a big believer in show me your friends and will tell you who you are. I don't want to be aligned with that person. So I've had to actively distance myself from that
Mhm.
type of person. And I feel that when we were friends, I've said this, I don't think you should be doing this. I don't think you should be doing that. If you're still continuing, bye-bye. And there's been situations where I've had family members where I used to be close to, cousins and stuff like that, where we're not really that close, simply because I still get this vibe, because I'm the only cousin that was born and brought up in the UK. I feel there's a jealousy thing going on. So I keep my distance. I see them at family gatherings, but I keep my distance. So if they call me, I'm not gonna like one of my cousins called me regarding someone, deleted in Nigeria, and he was saying I should do this, I should do that. He left me messages. I will not answer his calls. I went directly to the actual relatives that the person deleted. So I'm a big person of, I respect boundaries, and I don't do back and forth. As much as everyone thinks I'm an argumentative person when I'm on shows, you will not hear from Honey Babe. I've blocked you. I've deleted your number. If I see you on the street, I will cross the road. That's the type of person I am, just so that I can manage my peace, because I feel that my space and my peace is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. Okay, let me play the next. And seeing, because you have anything to add, actually. Sorry.
No, that's good. Yeah, I
Okay,
can I can chip in on the next video.
next one. Yeah.
A strict
Sorry, nice
program.
muted though.
Having boundaries doesn't mean that you're a bad friend. It just means that in 2026, we are running a strict program, and that goes for friendships too. So these are all the things that will get you cut. If you constantly ask for advice and you never take it, you're cut. If you only ever talk about yourself, you are getting cut. Importantly, if you're using your female friendships as a halfway house to your husband, you are cut. Sorry, I can't fuck with a woman who loses all sense and capabilities for a new man. If you have a knack for throwing around insults masqueraded as jokes, you are cut because she secretly hates you. If everything is a competition, you are cut. It's not that deep, baby. Relax. If you're lazy, unambitious, you're cut. If you're the neutral friend, always on the fence, sitting on the fence, fucking on the fence, you're cut. Have some opinions. Stand your ground. Ooh. If you're consistently making bad life decisions, and I mean real bad, baby, you're cut. I don't have time for that. If you're the cheap, stingy friend and everything is a 50-50, even the pennies, you're cut. If you have a full-time job in overpromising and constantly under-delivering, you're cut. If you lack self-control, you're cut. If you're the friend who's always saying that you need to be more realistic, no, I don't, and you're fucking cut. Ooh. If you're the friend that never supports me publicly, but is always in my DMs, you're cut. The highly critical friend, constantly nitpicking, nothing's ever good enough, you're cut. Let me know if I missed anything, and there are areas that we're going to get strict on in 2026.
Period. And seeing, cause
Yeah, you cut. Yeah, I mean that's just how I see some things in life. I mean, I'm talking about friendship, right? There should be room for errors. There should be room for grace. But at the same time, I guess as you get older, you just realize, when someone keeps doing something repeatedly, they know exactly what they're doing. And
mm-hmm.
in that on that note, there's really no need for you to keep talking about it. Just cut it off. Because if someone respects you enough and they want you in their life enough, they know you won't keep accepting that. If they really want you there, they will stop. And sometimes out of the jealousy of their heart, they just can't hold themselves back. And that's just something your intuition telling you that this is not for you. It's just that a lot of the times we try to find excuses for people, to continue to give them grace and give them grace. I would say give them grace twice, the third time it's done. Accountability. I'm big on accountability. That's why Honey Baby is my girl.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Me, I just don't understand all this talking every time talk. Like, you want to talk. My question always is that, are you talking because you want to fix things? Are you talking because you want to
Mm,
clarify your feelings? I just don't think it's always necessary to talk, because people know what they're doing. That's my thing. I think it depends on what they do. Sometimes things are obviously an oversight. Other times, like, you just know this person is a mean person. This person is not a good person. This person, there's no, for me, I kind of think about it like this. If I had a conversation with this person, what are the things this person will most likely say that will make me feel better about this thing? And most of the time, when I look at a situation, I'm like, you've overstepped. Not like I cannot forgive, but you can't be that close to me anymore. I don't. So there's no. I don't. There's no point. I'm okay. Like we're actually cool. It's no problem. That's kind of how I see it anyway. So that's me. Honey babe, sis, did you have anything to add? If I move on to
I agree with everything. Everything, cut, cut, cut. And I'm a big believer, like Sister Yinka said, once, twice, you're done. I mean, I think in the backstage I mentioned one of, the whole Three Musketeers scenario, and one of the ladies I found out was talking about me. As you know, I was one of the first ladies in the group to have a child, and obviously things didn't work out between me and the dad at the time, and I didn't know that she was talking to people about my situation. I didn't even bother to confront her because this was like 3 weeks postpartum, and I was emotionally all over the place. You know how it is. And I just basically ghosted her. Just move. There's no forgive. I mean, yeah, you forgive, but I just thought to myself, for you at my most vulnerable state to now be talking about me, and she's talking about me, and it was different people coming to me. It was really bad, and I just thought to myself, no, there's no coming back from that. Yeah, I forgive her in a sense. I can't be holding on to hatred, but we haven't spoken since. And I think you have to have boundaries with certain things. And I think, yes, there's forgiveness and everything. But I think once these things happen and your red flag or your thing in the sand is certain things, I don't think you should compromise, because the person is going to see it as a green light to continue and continue and continue. It's better to have one friend, two friends than so many friends, and half of the friends are disrespecting you or passive aggressive or closet haters. So my mindset is cut, 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 block, 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 delete, delete, delete. I'm a big fan of that, trust me.
Okay, so for me, I always feel like, do you know what I've just realized? I was just thinking about the friendships that I've had, maybe as I've grown up, and I found that I'm always in friendships that's friendships of three. Dun dun dun. And they say friendships that are three, honestly, friendships that are threesomes, they're actually doomed. If you have a
Yep.
friendship that's a threesome, then is it threesome? I don't think that's the right word. That's the
Just say
what's
like
the
the
word?
three. Just say the Three Musketeers
The
friendship or
Three
something like that.
Musketeers. Yeah, threesome is not. That's not the right word. That's not the right word. Um. Usually, it's because naturally, I think humans, we form friendship. We form as a pair, right? You connect as a pair, and there's always the likelihood that in a triangle friendship where there's three people, two people are always going to be more closer. Two people are gonna communicate more. Two people are gonna have some more similarities, and you always just end up just third wheeling for some reason, right? So one of the things
So
that I've grown and I've realized about myself is I have friendships and I can make friendships with people.
in a triangle.
Who's that coming in with my voice in the back? You be. So I find that when you have those type of friendships, you need to be able to give your friend, you need to understand the friends that you have. You need to understand your friends that are low maintenance. In my circle of friends, I have a clique of 4 friends, and we're very close. They've all been in my life for at different stages. One I've met maybe 5 years ago, and we're super super close, very low maintenance, and we love that about each other, right? But when we see each other, oh, I don't play with her, she doesn't play with me. Do you understand? But I think it's like you need to compartmentalize your friendships. Unfortunately, there are some people that you need to talk to. They want that interaction on a daily basis or whatever. Give them that. Maybe you can't have a conversation on the phone all the time, but you can text, you can communicate. That can feed them or give them what they require from that friendship in the moment, and then catch up on the weekends, right? Then there are friends that you can go 2-3 months without speaking to. You just send gifts online, you just send each other stuff on social media. When you talk, it's like not you've never you haven't been speaking to each other for a long time. So I think it's important to understand the friends that you have, then you can navigate the relationships where people feel I think included. I think that tends to be all made to feel important a lot of the time. But when you have like 3 people in a friendship group, I think you need to work extra hard to just make sure that everybody is getting a little bit of, a little bit of everybody, or the main person. There's always a main person in that group. And if you're neglecting a friend because you have a slightly closer relationship, not by your own intentions, it's just natural, right? Then you just kind of have to make up when you're trying to relate with the other friend, include them, bring them in, don't have your side conversations and be like, oh, don't worry, we spoke about that the other day. And then the friend's like, oh, okay, you guys spoke. It becomes an issue, right? So it's difficult. I think it's difficult. But friends that are in threes, no, avoid.
You know what, Cece, you're so right, because in the Three Musketeer, I keep saying that friendship I had, it's like you saw into that friendship. That was exactly what happened. I was close to another person, and the main one that was talking behind my back, the monitoring spirit one, she had an issue. Why don't I tell her things? When I got pregnant, I told the other musketeer, the monitoring spirit, I'm getting confused now. The monitoring spirit musketeer got so angry, and I did not understand that. So I definitely agree with everything you said about the dynamics in a free.
But what was the reason you told the other friend over
I was
the
closer to
monitoring
her
spirit?
because
Oh,
what
okay.
I found with the monitoring spirit, she was very critical. I told you, she's the one that had the audacity to call me into the house and say, you know what? Because I obviously at that time, before I got pregnant, I wasn't in a relationship, So she was like, well, and all these guys were wanting to date me, and I was being, according to her, too selective. I was too selective. I was asking for too much. And she was like, you're not attracting the right type of guy. Your hair is too short. You should wear weave. You should wear makeup more. Because I was a bit of a toy boy. So she was always nitpicking. So I never felt that I had the relationship where I could be my true self or kind of like tell her my issues. So when I got pregnant, I obviously told her friend, the third person. So that was a big, big issue. So definitely what you said in terms of understanding dynamics and knowing that you're always going to be closer to probably one of them if you're in a three-way friendship. I definitely agree with that.
And especially if you're not somebody who's good at managing different levels of
Yeah.
relationships and emotions and things like that. I think it's
Yeah.
just mindful. Because to me, I mean, if you think about it, if the shoe was on the other foot, you have a friend that you think you have a good relationship with, and then your friend is always only telling your other friend, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna feel a type of way. Like, okay, why are you not telling me information? Like, why are you having your little side conversations? Why is it when I'm not available, you guys are having your long chats? And like I can get why the person on the outside of that would start feeling away. I'm not saying it's right. They should just have that conversation, right? But I can see why the other person in that friendship group can start to feel envious or start to have their own insecurities. Like, okay, how come my friends are like keeping information from me?
Fair enough. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I even think it's even right. I think I always say this. One of my friends laughs with me about it when she tells me certain scenarios, and I'm like, the question is usually, what tier do we place this one on? I talk about tiers in friendship. I have friends for everything. I have friends that they're best suited for career conversations because we're just about that life. I have friends that I know that I can do Bible plans with. It's not for every friend, every kind of friend. I have friends that is just for chit chat. That's just kind of how it is. But generally, you also have to know the friends that you believe have the same level of wisdom that you require when it comes to advice or certain things, which is why even on that conversation about marriage and all of that stuff that Uncle Ben had the other day, it's the same thing. It's not every single friend that can relate to certain things where marriage is concerned, or you don't trust their judgment on things in a sense. Now, that is varying because there's going to be a question of why are you friends with people that you're not equally yoked with, which is where I'm at right now, which is also why it's very easy for me to cut people off without an explanation, because I think I've also got to a point where we're all having children, getting married, and all of that stuff. I think I want my friends to be responsible enough for me to even be like to my children, that's your auntie. Or John, I don't see the point in having friends just because we go way back. You can be my Instagram follower because we went to university together. Well, what can I do about that? But I don't think I need to bring you into a proper friendship. You know, we can be some sort of level of friends, which is what I'm talking about here, is where tier one, tier two, tier three. So maybe university mates, secondary school mates could be like tier three, but you're not really like tier one friend where you would find out certain things immediately or whatever. So I think that we need to also remember that it's okay to put friends in tiers. Not every friend is like a tier one friend, and that is okay.
Absolutely.
But I also think that it's important as people to also be accountable and intentional about our friendships. Your friends are human beings, right? The same way you're a human being. I don't like this whole idea. And I'm saying this as someone who is often, I'm busier than people realize. And I say this as someone who often has a lot on my plate. There's so many times where I send a one-liner. Hey babe, I thought about you today, just checking in, love you, or heart. I see one thing my parents will tell you is that I may not reply anything you say back. But you see me, I have done my due diligence for that week.
Mm.
But all
Mhm.
this stuff, oh, I'm so low maintenance. I cannot talk to you for three months. So that you will go now, your friend is now, you will not see it on Facebook that your friend has died. You will not cry the most. Don't do that.
Mm.
Check up on
Mm.
people. It must not be a whole conversation. Like I said, I'm the queen of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You
I
know,
get it.
I'm the queen of that. Hey, checking up on you. Hope you're good. Hope this happened. Hope that happened. Okay, love you. Bye.
Mhm.
I will not talk to you until next week because I am exhausted. I am tired. But you
Mm.
know what? You have to check in on people. We're adults. All this is you go to work. I said this before on the other show. You can go to work. You can pay your bills. You can look after your children. You can do as an adult. Come together. If these are the 5 friends that I consider friends, send them a one-line message to let them know that you love them. You're thinking of them. Blah blah blah. Don't come and say that I can go on 3 years. I won't speak to you, but it's real when it's real. Okay, but these are because a lot, and I'm saying this as someone who is not the friend that complains or the friend that cries to people.
Mm.
Sometimes people are so alone that your one message will go a long way.
Yeah.
Don't be the friend that now finds out that your friend has had a tough time. I didn't know. How will you know? You were
Mm.
never
You don't
available.
check up. Yeah.
You didn't check up. I get it. I get it.
You
Yeah.
were never available. So again, it is as someone who is extremely introvert, an extreme introvert.
Introverted.
I,
Introverted. Yeah.
I don't. I'm not someone that is always. Oh, I enjoy my company and all. I've learned that the thing. I just need to check in. I just need to check in.
I agree. I agree with that. Like even
I
the
agree
friends
with
that
you.
I don't speak to every day, we are always sending and sharing messages. It's not a day. Even me and you, Abby, we don't talk all the time, but Abby's
Even
always
if
sending
it's
me something.
funny
I'm always
message,
sending
funny
something
gifs,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
even if it's Instagram
all
meme.
the
It's
time,
true.
all the time.
You know,
That
you
is
know
like
that time
checking.
I was my birthday and I kind of disappeared. You guys were like, "Honey, babe, how are you? Are you okay?" So yeah, it's true. It's good to check in, and I'm gonna hold my hand up. I'm being accountable, Sister Yinka. I am guilty of
Yeah, I
not
mean,
checking in on people. So I hold my
yeah,
hand
that
up,
that.
guys. I need to. I
Mhm.
2026. I need to do better. I hold my hands up.
And I think it's also that people have a perception of like when you have friends that are outgoing or friends that are they're outside, they're doing things, or you deem them to be busy, you deem them to that
Mm.
person's really busy. You keep
Yeah.
on like putting things off, like I'll call them tomorrow, I'll call them tomorrow, and then before you know it, it's been 1 year, it's been 6 months.
Mhm.
Sometimes again, I don't feel
Yeah.
like people are always necessarily doing it to be hurtful, but I definitely think it's things that people should really work on.
Yeah.
Just checking
Definitely.
in. You don't
Yeah.
need to sit there on the phone for 2 hours. I
Mhm.
don't need your life story. But if you care about somebody, and I feel like when people say, "Oh, I care about this person," but you've never checked in on them, like Abby said,
Yeah.
something could be going on in their
Mhm.
life.
Yeah.
And you're just living your life assuming, oh, I see Abby, she's looking good, everything is
Yeah.
fine with Abby. I don't need to check on her. No, you need to check on her.
Yeah.
Like they say,
So,
check on your strong friends or your happy
mhm.
people that
Yeah.
are out
I get
here
it.
doing the
Yeah.
most. So I think it's a lesson for everybody in 2026. Like
Definitely.
check on your
2026.
people.
Yes.
Check on your
Yeah,
people.
so I was talking about my friend earlier, you know, the one that we don't talk often, but when we do, it's like we never stop talking. Um, she's always on Instagram. She's always flying, doing something, traveling. You know, she's always doing busy, and just as I am, we're always going back with memes, you know, sending Instagram video. We may not talk about the video, but we'll send like videos to one another. But we have a code. We talked about it like years ago because we understood how busy we were at the time that we weren't even reaching out to each other. And the reason was because she was not going through a divorce. And I didn't know.
Oh wow.
She didn't,
Wow.
I didn't know that she was going through such a hard time. So after, you know, when I found out and I reached out to her, drove all the way to her house. We sat down, we talked, and I was like, you know what? I know our lives are so busy, but can we do something? If there's any time that you feel like you need me, I mean, me sending you something on Instagram or something, it's not going to cut it. If you feel like you need me, we have a one-liner. Just text me, call me. That's all. You don't need to explain anything. Whatever I'm doing, I'm dropping it and I'm calling you. So that's our code.
Oh,
Like we
I
may
love
not talk
that.
for a
That's
while,
really
but
good.
once I see that
Yeah.
text, call me. It doesn't matter what's happening. I'm calling her right away, and then we're talking it out. Now we may stay on the phone for like 3, 4 hours, or talk about it and then wrap it up, and then call back again and continue where we left off. but we just don't go like ghosting each other for months and then expecting everything. No, because that really sent me a message right there. Like she was going through something so tough, and she really didn't have, she wasn't sharing. She wasn't sharing it with anybody. I just noticed that something was off when I saw her picture, and then I was like, what's going on? She was going through a divorce. That was
Wow.
big.
Yeah.
And
That
that
is.
opened my eyes to so many things. Like if something had happened to my friend, I wouldn't know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that what I'm even talking about is not even to get to anybody and how they operate, but I think the reason why is
Mm-hmm,
because I feel like in more recent times, there's so
mm-hmm,
much you can wake up in the morning and go on Instagram and somebody they're posting that somebody died. I think
Mm,
that that's what
mm-hmm,
has just kind of shocked me in my adulthood, where you could actually be cool with somebody, everything is okay, and then you now check. And I think about this all the time. Where imagine there's these friends that I haven't spoken to in 3 months, and then now I don't know what am I supposed to do?
mm,
Now
mm,
I just found out, even and I say this all the time, even when everyone was here when my friends saw me,
yeah.
unfortunately passed as well.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, and sometimes you're not the closest friend to this person, but again, like we said, this
mm-hmm.
that's the best part about social
Yeah.
media. Is keeping up with people,
Correct.
you're talking here and there. Do you know what I mean? People also, I think at my age as well, I have some friends that are married, some are not, some have children. So there's some situations where you really, really have to schedule calls. There's some
Yeah.
situations where you really
Yeah,
like
you
it's
do.
about scheduling and okay,
Mm-hmm,
we'll do it. Like even now, yesterday I was arranging my calendar for all of the because I'm doing the way I'm doing my birthday this year is a bit I have like too many groups. So I had to see some people here, some people there, individual, whatever. And while all doing that, I put in my calendar, I said February 6th, but we're adults. That's how it goes now. I'm scheduling something 3 weeks in
You
advance.
have to. You have to be
Yeah.
intentional.
you
Like
Yeah.
have
especially in
to, yes.
relationships.
Mm-hmm,
You
So
know.
If you have a busy, if
again,
you have a
I
busy
always say this.
schedule, you have
Yeah.
to.
Honestly, and I
Yeah.
always say this that I'm
Mm.
tired of people getting their marriage. Oh, your boyfriend is so important. You go on this regularly. Your job is so important. You can get everything right, but your friendships. Like, please.
I,
mm,
I I agree. I mean, I think
mm-hmm.
out of everything that we say today, I think at least one lesson for all of us, including me, is to
Correct.
really have an audit of the way that I interact with my friends. I am very guilty of going weeks, days, even months not checking up on people, which is wrong. Yes, Beno real. Yeah, no Bora Bora. I get it. But yes, it's definitely, and I do agree with what Cece and Abby are saying. Make a conscious effort. I've started in 2026, should have done it last year. I have calendars on my phone, on my laptop. These are
Mhm.
things I scheduled this. Obviously, we already agreed on the date, but I scheduled it so that there's no reason. And I'm trying in 2026 to do better, guys, in terms of definitely looking at my friends. And maybe
Mhm.
I need to
Mhm.
make more of an effort and be a better friend. What can I say?
Honestly, honey, we can just decide this Sunday. I'm just going to check up on everybody. I'm going to take 2 hours and send a
Just call
message.
everybody.
Tell
Mm.
them, I'm voice notes warrior, very quick. In fact, there's something I do, I'm very guilty of. I can record one voice note and forward it to 10 people. I'm
Why
not
not? At least the connection is
because
you're
I have
making the
the same thing
connection,
to say,
right?
especially when you want to do live updates. I do live updates
Yeah.
to my friends. How many live updates voice would I want to do? One live update and then reshare. That's what I do. So this happened at work this week. I'm looking at a promotion. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at that. Just checking. Please let me know what's going on with you. And I send voice notes forward to 10. That's it. I don't call anybody's name. So yeah, that's what I do.
I
Anyway,
love that.
That's a good one. I like that.
so we're
I'm gonna
going
Yeah,
use it.
very good.
to the funny. So okay, I dropped the link and I'm going to drop it again because we're going to, I guess, we're kind of going to towards the end of the show. In a way. No, why am I sharing my screen? Yeah. So if you have anything to contribute, any stories, we didn't want to make it too personal because we don't been throwing our friends on that bus.
Or ex
But
friends.
there's this
Don't
very
do that.
funny. I have a question for everybody, or I want something. Let me remove this from the screen. So type yes if you've ever lost a friend after changing your mindset or lifestyle. Have you ever, in a sense, upgraded your life? For the lack of better words, have you done something different? Have you looked at a friend and thought to yourself, why are we even friends? Your mind is so small. We don't agree with the same things. Have you ever been in that situation? So type yes in the chat if you've ever lost a friend after changing your mindset or your lifestyle. Cece, have you ever lost a friend after changing your mindset or your lifestyle?
Hmm. I don't think so. because I feel like the friends that I've had, we've always just supported each other. So whether
Yeah.
somebody wants to, I mean, if the person hasn't gone to uni, okay, that's fine, but they're hustling and they're doing their thing. Okay, go do your thing, right? Everybody supports everybody. We appreciate each other for everybody's differences. If I'm, working and I'm doing my thing, they're like, "Oh, amazing! You're going for this job. You're going for this promotion. You're going for this contract. Oh, fantastic! Do your thing." Everybody's kind of living their life in their lane. Nobody's watching each other, but I have seen through extended friends of mine that they have so much combat in their friendships. I have a friend that has so much, oh my god, the competition is crazy in her subgroup of friends, that they'll just be falling out over this, falling out over that, falling out over this. There'll be jealousy of this person. Tomorrow they're not speaking with this group again. It's just crazy, So I've seen it from afar. Thank God I've not been a part of it. Not for this particular reason, like changing your mindset or changing your lifestyle. No, my friends have been carried along and they've been championing me from behind as well. It's never been an issue. So that's a blessing.
Jesus is Lord.
So
Okay.
So
You guys, sorry, this is off topic. Does anybody know about this Desmond Scott and Chrissy Sarah's issue? I'm just open my Instagram and I'm seeing Desmond is kissing somebody. Oh my god.
which one is that now?
We
Abby,
don't
I don't know.
Abby, can you
What's
stick to
going
this?
on?
Can we stick to the
Stick
topic?
to the topic.
You
We
guys
start
are
another live stream after this one.
I just sent it to you on Instagram. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, take
Oh,
control.
God.
Take control. Okay, back to the topic. Yeah. So men are so annoying. Okay, so where was I?
Abby, oh.
Honey babe.
Um,
Have you ever lost a friend after changing your mindset or lifestyle?
I was, I was doing my, in my Three Musketeers era, I'm coming out with all sorts of wordings. We all met in church. And I've mentioned a few churches that I went to that just scatter and burned. So hopefully you guys remembered. So we were very close in church. And then there was a couple of scandals and it ended up on the BBC. So I was very close to some of the people that, were victims. I'm not going to say no more than that, but were victims. So I decided to leave the church and I had a lot of very close friends. And I just decided then that I'm going to step away from church because a lot of the people were saying, touch my anointed, and were standing on ground, even though this guy was going to be convicted in the Old Bailey. I've said more than I should, but you can piece the dots. So I had to, because of my mindset that for me, I'm going to stand with the victims. It was kind of like, why would you leave church? Why would you believe them? And it was a case where I can't align with your mindset. This is what I think. If you choose to support madness, I'm out. So I literally had to block and delete. Yes, I did it because I had friends of mine actually screaming down the phone, telling me, who am I to judge? So I had to literally block, delete, and I think I left that church over 15 years ago. But yeah, I haven't spoken to a lot of them since. So sometimes your mindset will change when you realize that there's things happening and you have to stand on the right side of history, which is there's a right and there is wrong. So yeah, that's what happened in my case.
Because have you ever lost a friend after
Yeah.
your mindset or lifestyle?
Well, I won't say too much, but yeah, I did. And it was someone that was very, very dear to me, but she was moving in ways that was unimaginable. And for me, I'm big on, how you think and how you process information. And this is about infidelity altogether. I just couldn't stand for it. So yeah, I have.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
I don't think I have, What's the question again? Have you ever lost a friend after changing your mindset or lifestyle? Not really. I haven't changed much. I've just lost friends not because of that reason. But anyway, Chidera is saying, yes, in my case, it was due to losing a bit of weight and they assumed I thought I was better than them. Whatever. I can't stand people like this. And chances are this person is just happier, maybe got their confidence back, and then now what? We can't support them. Daisy is saying yes. Uncle Dio is saying yes. Auntie Gloria is saying yes. Auntie Yinkus, yes. Honey Babe, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's it, really. Also, pick on certain things. I know when silence is not normal. Yeah, don't have. I just anyway. What about? Okay, so the next segment is a bit whatever funny. This is the last segment. This is about where you draw the line with friendship, right? We kind of spoke about this briefly, Sissy, where we're talking about boundaries, and Sissy and I agreed on one thing, which is we both don't get involved with our friends' partners. So we love them for you, we appreciate them in your lives or whatever, but there's no real reason to be friends with your friends' partners. You guys can be acquaintances. Of course, you know them. Sometimes you guys are out and about together. But I'm someone who personally, I've never even really, like, even on social media, I've never, did we lose somebody? Yes, we did, honey babe. I've
June.
never I'm someone who I've never really even cared to even follow my friends, partners on social media or anything like that. For me, it's just unnecessary. I don't see the point. Now, are we cool? Of course we are. Would I just call you because I want to gist with you? Why would I do that when your wife is my friend? Like, there's no need. I know there's some people that have those sort of dynamics. I just believe that boundaries need to be very, very clear. That's just my own belief. And but what I'm even saying now is that in the next segment, the last segment is about when a man comes between both
Hmm.
friends, pretty
Abby,
much.
you know, that's
And
we'll be here all day if you start this segment. You know that one.
yeah,
Hmm?
but that's the last segment now. We're talking about Nons Miraja and what's her name, and Ashmushi. But
Hmm.
that's the last segment.
Okay.
So when a man comes, 1 second. When a man comes between two women, and again, this is a very broad topic, like Honey just said, we can be here forever, because there's also even the idea of like boundaries. There's the whole idea of as a woman, should you how close should you be with your friend, your girl's partner? As a woman as well, do you date your friend's ex? It's a very broad topic, because in this situation, the main issue was that Ashmishi was kind of like talking to a guy. There's rumors that allegedly they're into runs. And the guy that was kind of like, what's that word? Balling her is what they call it. So the man that was balling Ashmushi, the man that was looking after her financially, was introduced to nuns as per, this is my friend, we're cool, blah, 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 blah. And then it turns out that apparently, allegedly, I should say, nuns ended up like snatching in quotes that man, and then now that has now become her real man, right? And that's the whole underlying issue as to where they are at now, right? Now, my thing is, as someone who I have been introduced to somebody's man before for the purpose of gift buying. So a friend of mine, we're going on holiday to Mexico, and she must have said, "Oh, Abby, by the way, this is guy that I'm talking to. He's a rich guy, I know, and I trust you to make sure that he buys me all the right things. I want VCAs, I want Van Cleef and Apple's mother of pearl. I want this, I want that. Abby, you're the girl for the job. You know." So that's how I started talking to this guy. So imagine I talk to this guy because he's an odogu now. Because I never forget that the guy even sends me 10K, £10,000 to just for our trip, what's it called, itinerary, passive itinerary, not for her presence. So imagine me in that position where I'm just like, okay, this man gave me £10,000 as the friend of the celebrant for this birthday trip. I need to steal him because now I have access. That's basically what happened between nuns and but the thing now is that my friend trusted him enough to leave me with that guy and know that nothing inappropriate will happen. And then there's a girl like nuns that apparently leveraged on that. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, I just wanted to put that out there, and then let's get into the actual topic. So I'm going to play the video, and this is the first video I'm going to play, and then we can talk about it.
Good. Honest what?
Answers.
Good. What's one thing about me that secretly, oh Lord have mercy, that secretly annoys you?
So a lot of things about her annoy me, to be honest. But one of it would be, I would say, from what I remember last, because it's been a while, but been very busy, is the fact that she doesn't know how to manage herself when she's like too busy. You text her and you have to like beg for a response. Oh, so it's a major thing that a lot of us, her friends, can relate to. Basically, like you text her or you call her, she doesn't pick or really respond because she's busy. I'm like, we're all busy, so she has to learn that.
It's what I don't like about Ash. this thing, this whole chapa chapa chapa. It's
You asked me a question.
It's noise to my hearing.
You asked me a question.
Hey, let me answer your own now. She pisses me
I'm
off
not-
every single time. You cannot. Ash is known. Anybody that knows Ash knows that Ash knows how to only text people, doesn't know how to call. Does more of text, and when she wants to text, she texts like is the class. She's writing. I don't know. From beginning to end, like this, Ash is dropping text message.
What's the craziest thing you've done for content?
Craziest. Not done anything crazy for content because my contents are like normal. My content is crazy normal. That's the Horn Game Show. So I don't think I've done any other thing. That's
No, like even before, like in the past, during Ada Jesus times, during the skits days, when we used to do skits together in Bagada, Milan and Island.
My things were normally dramatic, so I didn't have to do any extra thing. Like Ada Jesus, all the collect, the whole film effects and everything.
They were normally crazy
so
already.
They were normally, it's not quiet things. And maybe shaking a bomb that time on social media, and we both did it.
I didn't do it with
We
you.
both shook Nyash to grow.
Excuse me, to grow. Excuse me, I never shook Nyash to grow.
Editor,
God forbid.
Go down to our
I
page,
walked-
take a video,
I walked
and
well.
show them.
First of all- What's shaking Nyash now?
You guys don't swear.
Guys, this guy's been branded years. Since how many years? No form of branding.
I don't need to rebrand. I am branded. It's you that have problem that rebranded.
God forbid, I reject
I don't have
it.
any issue. This is me. I have always been, and I'm still going to be that person. I don't have to rebrand.
This is how
my
you've always
brand.
been. Mad like this.
Yes,
You're
that's what
blocking the
attracted you to
AC.
me.
Hey!
Madness.
I don't let me you God forbid, I reject in Jesus' name.
Madness.
If she allows me to speak, right? There was a content of her that a lot of content I can point out. No, so was she started the shaking Yash thing before I even imagined that it could ever happen. Oh boy, from even when her Yash was flat,
I
bro,
didn't have Yash before,
nigga was
so-
posting almost nude pictures. It was me that was like, babe, you can't keep posting. Do you remember that time? You and man at that time. Well, if you remember, but that's by the way, that's not even the point.
Do you know that things? I can't stand. I'm sorry. I can't stand aggressive friendships. Like
that-
oh,
Are they
No,
friends?
is that not passive aggressive?
Are they
They're saying
friends?
a lot,
Sorry.
but they're not saying a lot.
yeah,
Are
but
they
even outside
friends?
of that, you know the sort of people. You know we said it before. Language. Well, you are mad. You are this. You are that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I just have to ask the question: Are they actually friends?
They were
Abby?
besties.
So basically,
Industry
what's her name?
besties.
Ashmushi became a popular person-ish first. And then she brought nuns into it after nuns nuns father passed away. So she brought nuns into the content creation thing, and then nuns started her whole thing of Ada Jesus, where she was acting like a witch pretty much. So that's kind of what the point of the dynamics is that I put you on, I brought you in, and then it now seems like nuns said to do the pop the balloon show. She started becoming bigger. It seemed like, to be honest, from my own lens, right? It comes down. Let me give. I think it's you.
It's not me.
Because you is not on the stage, so I don't know where it's coming from. But anyway, so it turns out that what's her name was really, really trying as well too hard, because if you check, you see that Nons has maintained her pop the balloon show, and then every time you will see that Ashmushi tries a new show. She started that court show, it didn't work out. She started the cooking on in the street show, where she get random people to cook in the street. It didn't work out. So she's always switching shows, almost like she's trying to get her big break, just the way Nons has gotten her big break with the pop the balloon thing that she does. I would say that she's probably the biggest post of pop balloon whatever in Africa, besides the other one by Annette. Is that her name? That lady from the other one that got the Netflix deal. So I feel like there's that competition as well of you brought somebody in and the person's there to do better than you, and then this issue with the man now came in, which is just extra gists that I know of. Cici, I think Cici knows a bit about this as well. Cici, do you have anything to add before I play the Toasting's video?
No, I don't know anything about them.
Oh,
Play the next video.
Okay.
Martin, could you have anything to add about like aggression and the passive aggressive behavior that we just watched and have plenty
Well,
breasty?
yeah, I mean, if that's how they both of them are with one another, then and it works for them, fine. But for someone like me, because I don't talk to people that way, and I don't like being spoken to like that. So yeah, but if someone has a friend that speaks
agree.
like that,
Touche.
and they're talking to you that way, you don't like it, and they're not stopping, they keep talking to you and addressing you that way, then I don't understand what kind of friendship that is. They shouldn't be friends.
Mm.
And it's given hate. It's given your hater.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's given.
Yep.
You know, like as a friend, if you're a friend,
Mm.
you try to cover your friend, even if your friend is doing something stupid. You know something about your. I mean, you're not gonna come out in public and then that's your stage to now start telling everybody, oh my god, you know, the other day Abby did this, Abby did that, when you're in public.
Yeah.
Why is that
Yeah.
necessary? People that do that, it's weird behavior, you know. And
Yeah.
a lot of girls do that, especially when they're around
Yeah.
men or boys. They like to now start saying things to shade their friend in front of the guys. It's all this pick Misha business, but
Yes.
obviously there's only the two of them. So I just find it as women that, or friends that, they'll say, ah, you're so stupid. Oh my god, do you know that thing? Your makeup is too heavy. This, they always have something negative to say. Oh
Yeah.
no, I can't be friends
Yeah.
with people like that. You get
Yeah.
one time, and especially my daughter, I always tell her, I'm like, these friends that will, they'll say, ah, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're an idiot, you're this, all these insults laced with laughter. It'll never be me. It will never be
There's
me.
always an
No,
option to take your friend to
there's
the
all,
bathroom
yeah,
to
of
fix
course.
this
Why
lip
does it have
or
to
this
be
hair.
like that?
Because there's
No.
always this videos moment. At least I've heard those moments with my friends where it's like, let's go to the bathroom really quickly. Let's fix your eyelashes or
Of,
whatever. So,
There's
I
a
remember
way
me and
you
my
do
daughter,
things.
we were going to, I think we were going to a Wizkid concert this time, right? We were going into the O2. So we're taking the train. So if people know London, you have to take the train to the O2, then you go
Yeah.
upstairs. We were on this train. This girl was with her friends, and I love people watching. So I'm very observant of my environment. So obviously everybody's dressed up, everybody's going to, you know, to the concert. This one girl, they just caught my attention. They were in a three. The two girls, their wigs laid, makeup on point, clothes on point, and then they had this friend with them looking so tatty. The way she did her lashes, do you know the lashes from where I was sitting? I could see the lashes were like all higgy hagger. There was lipstick even on, there was lipstick even on the girl's teeth. And I was just looking at these girls, and these girls, all three of them are very pretty, but obviously the other two, you know, they've put themselves together, they look good. This friend of theirs that they had, the dark skinned one, the other two were kind of caramel looking. And I was just looking at them and I'm like, and these are the people that you call your friends. I can never let my friend step outside looking confused and disheveled. And we're walking because what are you trying to do as a friend? I'm not understanding, because my friend needs to be looking good if we're stepping out together, because you're making me look bad.
thank
So
you.
I didn't understand.
Yeah.
So I remember I was nudging my daughter and I was telling my daughter, I was like, did you see those girls? And my daughter was like, oh yeah, like why have they left? The girl's hair was literally like, you know, when you lay your wig and the wig is like your undergrowth, the wig is like a hat. But the two girls to her side, their hair is done immaculate. And you're telling me you let your friend come out to big O2, like Greenwich, this area that's full of black people, everybody's
Yeah, I
looking
know.
good, and your friend, I was so irritated, and I was just like, these are not good friends. I don't know why
Yeah.
girls do this to their so-called friends.
They're not friends.
You know, you just have your friend looking just confused and out there looking a mess, and then they want to be the ones looking cute. I don't rate people like that. I don't rate friends like that. Like if your friend is looking messy, just be like, oh my god, girl, let's go to the bathroom. Let's fix your hair. You know, you got lipstick on your teeth. You just say it in a way that, girl, you know, give them that look, and you go and fix them and put them together. What's the harm in that? So I always remember that story. My daughter's always laughing, like, yeah, she didn't get it at the time, but as she got older and she started having some issues in friendships around the same thing, she's like, you know what, I see what you were saying, and it's wrong, because I don't know why your friend would be out with you and you're just looking oh god, the girl was looking a mess.
Do you know this same friend I was telling you guys about the hand cream? There was one day that this girl went out and this girl said to me, don't you have pink shoes or something like that? Or don't you have, I can't remember, a different color. Let's say I wore red shoes, right? Don't you have pink shoes? I think those your pink shoes, the one like this would have gone better. I remember thinking to myself, actually, my ex was there. My ex kind of like said under his breath, well, wardrobe manager, as per you're betting that manages that wardrobe. Now you now know the pink shoe that are describing me. It's like I didn't know. To me, I remember thinking later, like, why you? So you've looked into my life so much that you know all my
All your
belongings.
shoes.
Hey, it was so weird. I've come out and you're telling me that the other ones would have. People are funny.
You know what I want to say is that God forbid I have that type of friendship. One thing about me is it's all about respect. And I think for me, there there's this mindset that it's okay to take jabs, like CC said. It's okay because it's in jest. It's not. I think that anyone should reevaluate their friendship. If you're in a friendship where your friend is putting you down or is trying to shine, the scenario that CC mentioned is just a case where they want to shine and they basically want a regulator to Shrek. That's basically what they're trying. Sorry, that's basically what they're trying to do. For me, if I had a friend that was in that situation, even if we were going to the video, you'd be planning what you're going to wear. We're all, oh, this is what I'm wearing. Oh, maybe you would suggest, oh, maybe you should wear this. Come to my house so that we can do your hair the night before or in the morning. That's what you do as friends. But I think this type of friendship that Cece is talking about, and even this one that you mentioned about these two celebrities that I've never heard of, I think that, you know, there's so much competition in women's friendship, and it's really, really sad. And it's like, I think that it's just a case where if you have genuine friendships, be very grateful you have genuine friendships, because I think that it's a minefield when you're dealing with women. I don't know what the competition is about. I really don't understand the hype trying to, you know, downgrade your friend or talk down to your friend to make yourself feel better. But I just think personally, they're very, very aggressive. And for me, they have no business being friends.
That's what it is. Everybody will do all right. Uncle Dayo is saying, to be my friend, your energy must match mine. I am not aggressive or abusive, and if you are, it's a clear sign we can't be friends. To be honest, there are friends that this is how they behave, and they love it for each other. I'm just saying that it's not my preference.
It's not my
But there's
thing.
friends that say
It's
you're
just
a
not my
joke.
thing. I can't.
I know.
I can't. And you know the funny thing, yeah? That's probably why I don't have that many Nigerian friends. I'm gonna say out there, our community is very toxic. I'm serious. I'm being serious because I find a lot of friendships, we love to abuse each other with jest. You're very stupid.
That's
You know, that type of thing. And I'm not saying it for everybody, but I'm very, very selective with my friendships. And I just feel sometimes even our community, we're very abusive. So I think even us as people, we need to know how we speak to our friends. Just putting it out there.
Hi, Cisa.
Hey, Adana.
I think he's saying the video is quite irritating to me. It could never be me. I don't like snide or shady remarks. I look out for you. You look out for me.
I agree.
Good. Ashley is saying there's a TikTok about what it is saying about regarding shaming friends in front.
Whose sound is that? Can you mute everybody?
I'm muted, so I know it's not me. Who is it? You in the background? Is you in the background?
Uncle Ben is not on stage, so you can't hear anything from him.
Well, who
There's
is
a
it? I'm
TikTok
muted.
about there's a TikTok about CC say or about what CC say regarding shaming friends in front of boys. Yep.
I think I saw that
Yeah.
that TikTok. Ashley.
Touching is
I think
saying
I
this
saw it.
breast is very distracting. I won't cover my eye because she'll be catch me. Anyway, the next video we're just rounding up, guys. Please click the link if you want to contribute anything briefly for 10 minutes at most.
And the
happened to
North
Sis
Mirage
Edward
are no longer
Online?
friends. Yes. You know, I've been hearing the gist, the rumor and all that, but I actually confirmed it, and it is true. They are no longer friends. In fact, North Mirage doesn't even have friends anymore. At this point, she's tired of friends. You know, it's not a new thing anyway, you know, friends, and then it's common in ladies, you know, ladies being friends and all that. They don't last for long like that, and then it all comes with this jealousy, you know, enviness and all that, you know. One is doing better than me, blah 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 blah, and all that. It is more basically what really causes ladies fights, and in this kind of situation, it is what, according to what I heard, it is what caused the whole issue. And then from this interview, from judging from this interview, Post has actually deleted this interview itself. This interview, it was so obvious that they're not good friends anymore. And according to what I heard about this interview, this particular interview, Nurse magically told Ashmusi that she doesn't want to do an interview, but Ashmusi brought Post to her house without letting her know. She said she doesn't want to do the interview, and then this is what happened at the end of the day, because she was not happy with the interview. She didn't want to do the interview. Look at the way she was answering Nurse Ashmusi in this interview. She said she doesn't have a best friend and all that. It's really sad. I just feel they can actually work things out and then, you know, settle their fights and come back together. It's normal for friends to fight and all that, especially when it comes to ladies and all. And then Nurse Mirage is actually doing very well. She's doing well. That lady they do, and I like the both of them, and I like their friendship because I respected their friendship because they've been doing this for a very long time. From when they were still, I don't want to say they were not, when they were still struggling, and now look at where they are today now. So I wouldn't want them to fight. I just want them to just come back together and settle things amicably. They might not be really necessarily be close friends and all that. They can just be normal. Now wow. So they don't scatter. But Ashmus itself, that one she get for body. I beg what? All the best. I wish them all the best.
Does anyone have anything to say? Did you have anything to say?
No. Next, are we doing sis?
I didn't understand what he said, so I have nothing to say. Sorry.
Basically, like I said earlier, Nonce is just she's just doing way more. She's choosing the right show, and every other show that Ash has chosen hasn't banged. Also, I think it's important to mention, because we've kind of spoken about it before, where sometimes friends just actually shift. If anyone has also noticed, Ash has gotten in a lot of nonsense trouble. Like, she's always lying about something. The other time it was she stole money from somebody, or one thing. And but you don't really see Nonce Mirage in all of this social media mess, besides when they're just dragging her for her bomb or her BBL or something. You don't hear that Nonce has stolen money from somebody. Nonce did not give somebody a service that was paid for, but Ash is always in that mess. So in a way, I'm not even mad at Nonce Mirage if that friendship is not working anymore, because why is Ash always in mess? That's that Nonce does not agree with. And it's funny because they have the same manager who's also their friend. Some girl that was, like, I think the winner of The Voice or African Nigerian Idol or one of those singing shows. Anyway, it is time for Sis That's a Lie. Sissy.
Okay, so I've pulled some myths or truths, depending on how you feel. So let us know what you think in the comments. And these are pertaining to, obviously, female friendships and what people think are myths or think they're truths. So the first one is, if a friend outgrows you, they think they are better than you. Is that true or is that false? What does everybody think? What were our drop a thumbs up if you agree, a thumbs down if you don't agree in the comment. If a friend outgrows you, it's because they think they're better than you, basically. Or put in between. Abby, are you on the fence?
Yes, that's why it's possible that they think they're better than you now. It's possible. No, it's actually possible. Like, it's better. It's
That
better.
you think you're
from
better than them,
thing.
or they think they're better than you.
What was the question? They think they're
No,
better.
if a friend outgrows you, it's because
Yeah,
they think
so
they're
the
better
friend
than
that
you.
outgrows thinks they're better than the friend they've left behind now. Yeah, possibly. It's possible. Haven't you heard that before? Haven't you heard people that say they've upgraded so they can't be friends with certain people again? Not because the friend is bad or anything, but because they now have more money of they've I don't move to Lekki. So all the people that are now in which place now will I use in which place on the mainland? Somebody help me. In Yanupaja. They can't be friends with me anymore. Have you not heard it? And we've also
I think that would apply to those without foresight. I think sometimes when you say if a friend outgrows you, or you outgrow a friend, it doesn't necessarily mean because you feel like you're bigger than them or you're better than them. It's just that your visions at that time just doesn't align.
Doesn't align.
You just can you don't have things in common that you want to talk about. They don't see things the way that you see things now, and sometimes it affects the friendship. You just know it's just
You
not
can't have
working.
deep
It doesn't.
conversations, or you
Yeah,
can't
it
talk
doesn't
about
mean
certain
that they're
things.
exactly. It doesn't mean that they're better than you. You're just not in the same space.
I definitely agree with what Sister Yinka says, because I don't think everything equates to money. You're on a different journey. I had a friend of mine when I was doing my A levels. She would come to class and then she would literally skip off and be going to her boyfriends. She's got 4 kids from 4 different men. I mean, it got to a stage where when we was in our second year of A levels, I stopped speaking to her because we were not on the same. I kind of outgrew her because my focus was getting into university. Her focus was having guys. You know, as in she was a baby mother at 18. And I'm not saying it in a nasty way, because I had a cousin of mine that had a baby at 18, and she went back and she became a project manager. But even now, she did not want to better herself. We're in a situation now where there's adult learning, learning. You can go back. You can go back to school. You can better yourself. You can study. So I just felt that she outgrew me. So I think it doesn't necessarily have to do with money. And sometimes it's even their morals, because like sometimes, right, when you're young, you do silly things. When you get older, you sometimes have friends that haven't evolved and haven't matured, and sometimes you're on two different wavelengths, and there's a fork in the road, and you have to go left and they have to go right, because you're not on the same wavelength when it comes to dreams and values. So sometimes you have to just keep it moving.
I agree.
Yeah.
Next
I
myth
think it
or
depends
truth?
I think it depends on the context anyway. There's also some people feel like they're better than other people.
I
That's why they.
agree. They've arrived.
Yeah, there's that as well. Yeah, I
Correct.
agree.
It's not always
Mm-hmm.
money. Money, it could be degree. Like you just say,
Mm-hmm.
just somebody
Yeah.
that's a baby mom and someone that decides to go to university. That's
Mm-hmm.
not money. That's direction. I'm better than you because you chose
Mm-hmm.
to be a baby mom instead of go to university. There's
This
people that think that way.
university don't mean nothing anymore. Let me tell you. I know how people like without degrees are making more money than people with degrees these days. Look what COVID showed. So leave that matter.
Yep. Oh.
Leave
Okay.
that matter, please.
Mm.
Okay, myth number 2. Closure has to be a conversation. Do we agree? Do
No.
we not
No,
agree?
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No.
I can tell you from experience. No, it doesn't.
No.
I want to tie this in with Zeno's comments. Zeno said, sometimes we may be the that's not what I was
Ah,
looking
which one?
for. Zeno's comment said, also assumptions kill friendships quick. If you have any concerns, please talk about it.
I agree.
I
I
agree
Oh
with
agree.
that.
yeah,
I agree with
absolutely.
that. I agree with that.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't really agree.
Talk am now. What happened?
In 2026, right? I've
Oh,
said
because
this
I
before.
believe
I
some
have
people know what they're doing.
it's not just that I have expectations,
Yeah,
and I'm saying this all the time. Because I know how we all act in relationships and marriages and stuff.
sure.
If you value your friendships, there's certain things that I don't care. Because the thing is, I just said it earlier as well, where there's people that will say the reason, and this has happened to me before, the reason that this and this happened is because I was just going through a lot at my job, blah 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 blah. I agree, but it's the fact that I'm someone who I go through a lot. I have gone through a lot, and it hasn't made me be a bad friend or a poor friend.
Yeah,
So for
yeah.
me, at that point, I just realized that I'm not your priority, and that is fine. Now, I'm not a high
Mhm.
maintenance friend. I'm not expecting you to talk to me on the phone. In fact, quite frankly, I don't really like phone calls. Anyone that knows me knows that I rarely call. So
Mm,
if you have to text me to say, Abby, I need to call you about something for me to now give up that,
mm,
that what's the word? That boundary to like, okay, call me or let me call you or whatever. But I won't just pick up my call and say I want to call someone to gist, except we've already spoken about that. I have to call you. So I'm not even a high maintenance friend, but I'm actually a bit sick and tired of that whole thing where you're going through a lot. That means that your friend should be abandoned or whatever. Those that when they get into relationships, their friends don't matter. When they break up,
yeah.
they come back around. These are all of the issues where, yes, an assumption that you're going through. Everybody goes through a lot. Do you understand? But
Mm,
I don't know. I just feel like we're far too grown for me
mm,
to sit there and not get anything from you because you're going through a lot. Being an adult means going through a lot,
mm.
actually.
Such is life. Life happens, Abby.
That's just my opinion. I'm going to make an assumption about you not caring enough about me and me not being enough important enough to you if you decide that you're going to go weeks or months without talking to me. Not
Mm.
days. I'm sorry.
I
And
agree with that.
that you are now a tier 4 friend.
So is that the lowest tier? Tier 4.
At the moment, I'm anyone past tier 5, you're just an acquaintance. So tier 4.
No
No,
worries.
it's true because I
No,
just
I get
realized
it. I
that
get
after
it.
someone who gives a lot, I realized
Yeah.
that I no longer can accommodate those friendships in my life. It's not even a problem. For other people, if you're a low maintenance person, you don't do anything for your friends too, that's fine. Maybe it works for you. Me, I give too much to be accepting nonsense.
Mm.
So I don't do it anymore. Sorry. That's
I
just
have
me.
But then
sorry.
at the same time, sorry, I have a pushback.
Go
But then
on.
at the
Go
same
on.
time, it's like the way that you give or not I'm not saying this that is Abby, I'm just saying the way that some people pour into their friendships is like a relationship.
Yeah.
If you pour into something, that's how you are showing your love, or
Yeah.
you're showing your appreciation of that person, right? It doesn't mean that the person that's reciprocating also shows their love and appreciation in the same way, and it's not a bad thing. It's just for you to set the boundary, like, okay, or it's for you as the person who feels that they're doing more, investing more, going out of their way more, to let your friend know, like, hey, you know what? I feel like I'm overextending myself a lot. I'm not getting the same. Can you, I really need this in terms of our relationship, friendship, whatever. If you don't talk, people will just assume that everything is okay because on their end, they're doing what comes naturally to them. They're not somebody who calls you every day. They're not somebody who checks in on their friend every day, but all their other friendships are fine. It just happens that they also have a friend that is maybe needs that regular check-in, overextends themselves, does a lot for the friendship, but they don't see as though they're not doing the same thing. They're just doing their own thing differently. So that's why I agree with Zeno. If you a person that you don't talk, I'm sorry, what do you expect the person cannot be a mind reader, even though we can say,
Okay.
oh,
See,
you
you are
know,
saying completely different things, though. I'll give an example. If you're the sort of woman, let's use relationship, or let's
but
even
relationship and friendship, we can't put them as the same
no,
thing.
let's no, we're using relationship because I feel like most people relate to relationships more than friendship, which is why we have a lot of bad friendships. But I feel like if a woman, and I'm saying this because there's a lot of women that, or let's say you are the partner in your relationship or friendship, if it doesn't even matter, that listens to people, you know exactly what your friends want. Do you understand? So I've listened to you that you need red shoes in your wardrobe, and I decide that, oh, your birthday is coming up next week, I'm gonna buy you red shoes because I listen. Now, as a friend, I'm not expecting that you're as attentive as me. But what I'm expecting is that at the very least, you say, what's your wish list? Or at the very least, you remember my birthday. So when we're talking about reciprocity, I don't think we're talking about it in the exact way. Me, I'm the sort of person that sent flowers for International Women's Day. I don't expect my friends to do that. That's a lot. But that is Abby. Abby is a lot, right? But I don't now expect that you don't remember my birthday. That's what I'm saying. So it's not about the kind of reciprocity or the level of reciprocity, because there's always going to be people that are more thoughtful, more intentional, or even plan better, right? So there's things like that, but there's it has to be a base level where you're just like, this person doesn't really care about me. Imagine I come to you and I say, this is what is going on in my life this week or this month, and you don't even check in to say, oh my god, you've been
what
getting
happened? Yeah,
bullied at work, whatever. What are you doing now? How's that going? You just forget it that once we talk about it. It's not all the time that your friend, you can have 5 friends, and at every interval, one friend is more important than all. And I tell my friends all the time, sorry, there's friends that come to me, for instance, with styling, and I'll tell them, I can't style you at the moment because I have to focus on these 2 friends. If I have a friend that, God forbid, is going through a miscarriage, that's my focus that week, that month. Next month, it can be another friend. Friends need different levels of care at different points in their life. Somebody is planning a wedding, they need more checking in. Planning a wedding is difficult. Another person is not doing that much in their life. They don't need that much checking in. So it's not even the same level of reciprocity or the same level of intentionality. It's just that I can tell that this person does not prioritize me. And I'm
at
saying
all.
where I'm at in 2026 is not worth it, because if I overextend myself by 100% and you can't even give me 50% back, even if it's basic care, right? Same thing with money, CC. You might be able to afford to buy your friend a 200 pound gift. They can't afford the same because they don't have the same job as you. You won't say they're not a good friend. What you would see is that they were able to spend the 40 pounds they were able to spend because they care about you and they were thoughtful. But you won't calculate the friendship based off of, oh, I spent 200, you spent 40. That's another thing about balancing friendship. Within your friends' capabilities, what are they doing? Some people don't
Yeah, that's
at
true. Some
all.
people are not doing anything here. That's true.
Exactly.
That's
That's
Yeah.
true.
that's actually my point.
Can I give an example? I remember I had a very close friend where I lived before. Literally, I would cross the road. I used to see her all the time. We met in church all the time. When she got pregnant, she had a few issues with it. I don't know. She had a certain blood type where she needs to have injections all through her pregnancy. I would drive all the way to the hospital. She had a boyfriend, remember? Fiance, nowhere to be seen. It was me. I was happy to do that because she was my friend. And I remember she had her baby and everything. And I remember all of a sudden, she didn't tell me, she's suddenly moving, disappeared, didn't call me. I was really, really upset because I thought that we were quote unquote besties. But I think that experience made me realize is that you can pour into a relationship, but at the end of the day, if they choose not to, you have two choices. Is either you keep it moving, take a loss, friendship over, and move on, or you start, you want to ask questions. But at the end of the day, if you call someone, they don't pick up the phone, what are you going to do? If you want to have conversations with them and they say that they're too busy, what are you going to do? So I never got to the stage where I was calling her. I just said, well, relationship is over. She moved further into Essex, and I'm where I am now. And I've taken it as a loss. But I do agree that sometimes you can go out. I was the type of person you would call. When she had stomach issues, when she was 4 months pregnant, it was me that drove to the hospital. The boyfriend, we don't know where he was nowhere to be seen. He was always DJing. These guys that do DJing, he was nowhere to be seen. But it was always me. But unfortunately, I kind of learned that lesson. And that's why in the age that I am, I personally don't have high expectations when it comes to relationships. Sorry, friends.
Aww.
I don't, honestly. If people call me, call me. If people don't. I think I've just got to a stage where I take people as they are. All this, you didn't call me. And after having the experience of the Three Musketeers and the Monitoring Spirits, it's trauma to me. So my mindset is that if you want to be my friend, be my friend. If you don't, it's fine. Life goes on. But I think that was a big experience for me. And unfortunately, some people will take and never give back. And I think
Yeah,
you
that's
have
true.
to get to a stage where you have to
Some
accept
people are
that.
takers.
And,
Mhm.
They are.
accept that, and you accept that, and peace. So that's just my
Yeah.
mindset going forward.
And I really hate that. That's really sad because I really hate when somebody extends themselves, like, driving. I mean, you're going out of your way. You had kids as well, probably at that time, right? And I just feel like people that are just users, they use people to fill a gap in the moment, and then they just disappear, or they just move on with friends, or they just go about their business, like they don't even value the effort that the person put in. I mean, real family, if you're that type of person, please change your way. 2026, it's so evil, like to just use people like that and
Yeah,
then just
yeah,
walk away and absolutely nothing that you're giving back. It's so
yeah,
wrong. I don't like that kind
yeah.
of behavior with whether it's friend, family, and
You
things
know,
like that. But I do hear that a lot.
sorry, Cece. I remember my mom when I used to drive people. I remember I used to drive people. I was the bridesmaid. One of my friends got married in the previous house that I had before. They did the bridal shower. I remember my mom said to me, these friends you have, they're not your friends. When it's your turn, they won't be there for you. And the funny thing, my mom was right. Nigerian moms, they're always right. She said, all this friendship you're doing, like, I was supposed to see my mom. Mommy, I'm going to see my friend. I'm helping my mom, my friend do her wedding. I'm helping her choose her wedding dress. My mom would just be looking at me then. No problem.
But is that you being a people pleaser? Because sometimes I feel like
No,
sometimes
it wasn't a
overdo?
people's please. I don't know, because I'm
You
a
could be
different person than I
overdoing.
was 15 years ago. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
don't think I was a piece. I wanted to do it because I valued the friendship. Now I'm the opposite, where I get friends saying to me, Annie, babe, you never. I've had friends say to me they don't call me anymore because I never pick up the phone. I've gone completely to the other side because I cannot be bothered. I know
From
that's
one
bad.
extreme to
In
the other side.
2026, I need to change that. But it wasn't a people pleaser. I was happy to do it, but I quickly realized, like
You
the
weren't
one
getting it
example I
back.
gave you about my friend that was pregnant, I was doing too much. And I
Yeah.
just decided to step back. And I'm a case of, well, I read the energy. If you make an effort for me, I make the effort for you. If you don't call me for 1 year, I won't call you for 1 year. And I know it sounds harsh. And yes, in 2026, I need to do a friend all day and change my ways. But that was how I was as in end of 2025, because I feel that they were sucking my energy, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, next myth. You owe people access because of the history you both share.
No.
No.
No,
Really?
no.
If I've known
The
you
question
20
is
years, you
access.
think that you can just be moving through life and not updating me with what's going on? I've known you 20 years.
Oh, that's what so you owe people.
We
Oh, I
didn't
thought it was
understand
That's
that
top of
one.
the
that's
friendship.
not what
Sorry,
the
yeah.
question be
I
like.
got
Mhm.
confused. Yeah.
Yeah, you owe people access because of the history you both share,
Yeah,
like
I
the
agree on that.
longevity of the friendship or whatever. Do you?
I think if you have
Yeah.
a healthy friendship, if you got like monitoring spirit like I had, and you've known me for 20 years, and I've decided that I need space because the friendship is toxic, you don't need to know Jack. But that's just me. That's just me.
I think that, as spoken about on previous shows about vulnerability, you need to give your friend something to work with and vice versa. It can breed a lot of resentment and all of these things. Somebody thinks they're better. Somebody, if you're not sharing enough. Or every time they hear about you, it's something
Yeah.
positive. If you don't share when that you have struggles, you're not a perfect human being. So I think that life updates here and there are important, but depending on your beliefs, obviously that's different, right? That's different. If your personal belief is that you think certain things should mature before you discuss, everybody
Mm.
has a belief. But I think that you owe your friends some level of access, but that also depends on if they give you that level of access as
That's
well.
the thing.
You
Some
can't be
don't.
telling your friend,
Yeah.
I'm pregnant at month 1 when you are finding out that pregnancy at month 8,
Mm.
because they were very skeptical
Listen,
about telling people.
that that that
Mm.
that pregnancy thing, and it's not a pregnancy thing. I don't know how I feel about that. I'll be honest. If
Yeah.
you're
I get
having
it.
big life as your very close friend, right?
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't care what you're going through in your pregnancy or your relationship. I don't want to be the last person to find out that information. If you deem me as a close friend, I
Mm.
feel like I'm going to, not that is my business, is my right, but I feel like, why would you be hiding that from me?
Mm.
Or why would you be hiding that from your friend? Your friends can,
Because
why
you're a
should your friend,
witch.
but then why should your friends be there?
But
Because
you know
what?
Nigerian mentality.
Abby, what did you just say?
I said because your friend, because I'm saying not sissy, as in the friend is a witch. That's why they're not telling you. Because
Like, I feel like there's some things that I
Mm.
don't know why do you need to hide that? Because when you are going through your, maybe your
Mm.
issues in your
Mm.
pregnancy, we were praying for you. I'm talking about friends that have been carrying you along a certain way,
Mm.
and then all of a sudden there's nothing. Then one day they want to pop up doing baby shower. You want me, listen, I'm that person that I will see you with your baby and I'll pretend like I've never
Yeah,
seen that
side
child
eye.
before.
Yeah.
I'm not going to acknowledge it, because I feel like, why are you now
Yeah.
coming to tell me or to involve me
Yeah.
when you clearly didn't feel like I was the person that should be in the know about something? It's not an entitlement thing. It's just, at
Respect
what
and
level are you placing our friendship, or the access that you give the person? I feel like if I've been with you, we've been praying for you, we've been doing this for you, we've been doing that for you, and then all of a sudden you're telling other people, and then one day you find out that, oh, so and so had a baby. Oh, really? Oh, so when you were coming to me for prayers, I was the friend to be praying for you, right? But when it's come to your baby shower, your baby naming, I'm nowhere to be. I don't like that.
But can
I
I
don't
be
like people
devil's
that do that.
advocate? Can I be devil's advocate here? Because you know the mentality in our community that because of witches and wizards and all that type of thing, people, when it comes to pregnancy, people will always hide it until the 3 months, and in some circumstances the first time you find out is when it's on social media, which I find very weird. But you need to remember that you have to weigh out, is it a balanced friendship? I've had situations, and including the one where I told a particular person where there wasn't transparency. It wasn't equal. I was saying things to my friend, and they were not reciprocating that in terms of things that were happening. I was finding out they've bought a house. I was finding out that, oh, they're moving. And I found out like a week before they actually completed. So that's one example of a friendship. So it's all very well saying that, yes, you have 20 years history. It's all very well saying that, that type of thing. If you value me as a friend, they should tell you. But the shoes on the other foot, that same person is keeping certain things to themselves and is not being as transparent as you. What do you do in that case? And I've seen it happen to me, and I see it in a lot of friendships where they want to know everything about you, i.e. monitoring spirit, but they will not tell you anything about themselves.
Then you put them back into the level that they put you. So if they're not
Yes, which is
sharing
what I
details
did,
like
which is
that with
block and
you,
delete.
exactly.
Block and delete.
Absolutely. And if you know you can't stand it all together because they're just feeding off of information from you
Yeah.
to figure out how they are going to move, then you block them.
Definitely. Me and
That's
you on
just
the
the way I
same
see
page.
it.
I just think it's just very weird. It's very weird. As a close friend.
I agree, but
Mhm.
I've seen so-called friendships. You think you're tight with that person, and they have this, and I think it's sometimes an upbringing thing. the guys, you guys that live in Nigeria, you're very much about, you keep things to yourself. You will, you wouldn't, don't tell your friend what you're doing, or don't tell your friend. That it's that kind of mindset. And I'm not
Okay, but then
generalizing.
don't come to me to be doing prayer and
I've
fasting for
seen it
you to look for man.
I've seen
And
it
when you get the
I've
man,
seen it
you
a lot.
do wedding without your friend. Like that is just
A
evil and
lot of
witch
a lot of
behavior.
friendships are like that. A lot of friendships are like that. They will
I
keep
haven't
it to
experienced it,
themselves.
but I've seen something like that happen.
Yeah,
I had a
sure,
friend that
sure.
was praying with this girl, doing everything with her. They even had prayer circle. They were praying for husband, praying for husband, praying for husband, praying for children, praying for children, praying for children, running helter skelter to cell meetings. When this girl found her Boaz, the way she locked off this girl so fast, it was crazy. She didn't even invite the girl to her wedding.
Wow.
What?
Right? She didn't invite the girl. The girl just found out that, oh, this so and so is getting married from her church, and everybody knew. And all of a sudden, it was like she was an outcast. It just was weird. I'm talking about that kind of behavior. Don't carry me along with your praying for your womb, praying for your husband, praying for your children, and then when that thing now comes to fruition, you cut off those friends and you move like a mad person. I think it's just witch behavior, to be
I
honest.
have
I'm
a
not somebody who's in my friend's business, no, but if I'm your friend and you've been carrying me along to a certain point, it's either you carry me along the full way or don't carry me along to begin with, because I wasn't asking, right?
I
I'm
think
not
it
the person
also
that asks people's
depends.
business.
So
I totally agree with what Cece said. I
I think
totally
it
agree.
Sorry?
depends. So I have a friend who she had like 3 miscarriages before her child, and she had shared all miscarriages, and then obviously, so it got to a point where we were praying and all of that, the usual, right? But
Mm.
at this point, where for her present child, at that point, she just felt like she didn't want to share the pregnancy because she was kind of like tired of coming back to say I'm not pregnant anymore. So that was the reason for her waiting 3 months to share, right? So in that situation, I understand, because I'm someone that I don't, one thing about me is that I don't like being, I don't know if it's a toxic trait, but I don't really like being asked how I am when something has gone wrong. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't like the constant, how you doing today? How you doing today? How you doing today? How you doing today? How
Checking
you
on
doing
you.
today? I know that
Mm-mm.
I said that I had have heartbreak, but nobody bye.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like for me, it just makes me feel like wait, especially because I feel like sometimes can be inconvenient where you can be having a
Mm.
good time, and for the first, let's say you've been heartbroken all day, crying all day, the first 4 hours you have
Mm.
where your mind is off, this is where someone will message you, how are you feeling today, by the way? Sis, I had peace. I did not cry. Now you've reminded me that something is wrong. you know? So as someone who doesn't really like the constant reminder
Mm.
that something has gone wrong or something isn't going great, I kind of understand that whole idea of okay, this hasn't been working out. This one time, I want to come back and give everybody good news.
But if she's supposed to be your
No, I'm
friend,
not. I'm not
if she's
talking
supposed
about
to
that
be your
kind of
friend,
example. I can
Yeah,
be
I'm saying that
explicit with
I'm
that.
giving another angle to it where people do not share
Yeah, no, that
immediately.
is understandable. That I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about people that when things now start
yeah.
working for them, they just forget about their friend. It can even be just praying, oh, I need a job. Or I have a friend that her friend, every time she is out of work, her contract has ended. She'll be coming to this one friend. She'll be like, oh, let's pray. My friend will be praying for her. Don't worry. Or she'll be giving her motivation. She'll be checking on her. All that time she's depressed. She'll be then when this girl, once she gets a job, you will not hear from her again. She'll not speak on you. She'll not. I
Same
mean, what kind of behavior
same
is
with
that? And
Yeah,
then
you
my
get
friend
some
noticed
crazies
that, and
out
she was
there.
like, you know what? I've noticed that every time. And then when I will call her and be like, hey, how are you? She'll be like, oh, I've been working for like 4 months now. I got a job like 5 months ago now. And she's like, hold on a second. I'm here
Wow.
putting my life on hold, calling you, checking on you. Is everything okay? How are you faring? Don't worry, you're going to find a job. When you get the job, you start the job, you're enjoying, prayer, you don't need my prayers again, you don't need my check-ins again, you don't check on me. And then when she
Mm.
loses, or when the contract ends again, she'll come back, oh, we should be praying for me, pray for me, pray for me, pray for me. Like
Block and do.
those type
She's
of
a user. Sorry
those
to
type of
say.
people that are just users, So when
Terrible.
everything is, you're down in the dumps, the friends to go and run to for
Yeah,
support.
yeah.
When that thing now comes to fruition for you and things are good, you just move and you don't remember the friend. You don't even give them the update. My friend is like, why does she do this? You don't even call me and say, oh girl, you know what? Those prayers that we did, girl, it worked. I got a new job. Who's checking your bank balance? It's not she wants to update monthly. just check back in and say, hey girl, you know what? That didn't
It's
happen.
an
I was
absolute-
so and she does that all the time. And my friend just was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm not even gonna I'm gonna stop because that's just
Mm.
very weird, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get that one. I get that one.
And seeing because you have anything to add, I'm when I finish, I'm going to read comments before Sister Natu comes in. She's on stage.
No, I think everything's pretty much covered.
I think
That's
we've
good.
covered everything.
All right,
Did
cool.
we do my last sister Mythbuster?
What's
What
the
was the
last
one?
myth? What's the last one?
So we wrapped that up.
There's actually 4 more. 2
Four?
more.
Yeah.
No, there's not four.
How many
There's,
did you
one.
do?
there's actually 2 more.
Okay.
Okay, so myth number 4. You can love a friend and still not want them in your life anymore.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding. Yeah, totally.
Okay, next one.
Unfortunately.
That was quick.
Okay, sometimes this is what Zeno actually said. Sometimes the friend you outgrow is the old version of you.
Totally. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because you've matured, because the way I was, say, 10, 15 years ago, it's completely different mindset that I have now. So yeah, that's definitely true.
Okay.
Cool.
Zeno says, absolutely not. Emotional equity is a thing. How much equity do you have? And are we just tolerating each other? Sistonia is saying, I'm a better friend and can be intentional friend like Abby, but my peace are big. Honestly, it's 2026.
I love peace too
That she
much.
is
Yeah.
saying, take,
Tell
blood
me.
suckers, period. Is Antonia is saying, but plenty friendship is such a mountain of stress for me. Less is more. My peace is more than the shenanigans of friendship to draining. I was compiling a list of my Ashwebi girls the other day. It turns out that I have 22 friends that are worth.
Are you okay?
Are you
No,
serious?
you know that Ashwebi is different from bridesmaids.
Yeah.
So
I don't care.
Ashwebi,
I'm
the
not having
more
none of that.
the Ashwebi, the more the merrier. Otherwise, like, what's the point of throwing this big
I
traditional
know.
wedding?
I did it for my
When
wedding.
Ashwebi.
Yeah.
Like, the more the merrier. That's the point of a Nigerian traditional wedding. So I
Yeah.
don't remember all the people that I can give them Ashwebi. Now, would they come from my destination wedding in Italy? Maybe not. But you see, the traditional wedding, I have enough secondary school friends, extended cousins of cousins that would wear. And quite frankly, I could stretch it out to 30 if I wanted. But then again, I was quite happy to find that out because I've always thought that I have 6 friends. But I thought, oh, I have 6 friends, but I have another 20 more that absolutely love me and would want to serve me that day. I was like, wow, okay. I thought I was more introverted than this, but it was a good discovery for me because of how introverted I am, that I have that many people that I can actually say, it's my wedding, come be my Ashwebi girl. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So, but that's again the difference between friendship and actually being a good enough person to build a network. And I'm someone who believes in having a network outside of how introverted I am. So there's friends which are your bridesmaids, which could be 5 or 4 or 6, right? Whether there's actually the extended friends as well.
Yeah.
Which if you got down to it and you needed 50 people, do you have 50 people? That is a network.
Yeah.
So that's the balance of friendship. I want that. I just wanted to add.
Yes.
Zeno is saying, I was talking more of assuming the person doesn't care when you never experienced what was going on with you. All right, got you. Sistonia is saying, I'll be the friend with swag and intentionality. Thank you, sis. Sistonia is saying, 4 intelligent ladies speaking. Thank you, sis.
Thank
Gloria
you.
is saying, you get to a certain age and you draw boundaries, period. Sistonia is saying, learning from you all, enjoying the conversations. Thank you so much, sis.
Thank you.
Okay, Sister Nat is probably going to end the show for us. Hi, sis. Welcome.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hey, Happy New Year.
Welcome.
Hey, Happy New
Happy New
Year.
I was
Year.
about to write a letter to you guys. I asked you guys what's going on. This is the 15th of January. Are you guys not back from your holiday? Or are you not aware that we miss you guys?
So Nat, do we not take holiday before holiday?
We did.
That's what you people did. That's where we have problem. Because let me tell you, you people are just out calling this show. It's all of us that have this show. We're like, these people they're taking too much holiday. We didn't give them this time off. Your PTO has finished. But welcome back. Happy New Year, sisters. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This today's topic is a topic that needed to. It was a discussion that we need to have. All the quite important. And when you guys started talking in the beginning, some calls came in that interrupted. I had a cousin when I think Honeybee was talking about a cousin That she was no Sissy. Was talking about a cousin that she was close to. Is it Sissy or Honeybee that they had
No,
a
it was honey. It
that
was me. It was
Honey
honey, but it
babe.
was me. It was
Honeybee. So I was like this kind of cousin best friend type shit. When the falls out, they used to be ugly, and I had one like that. When I mean we're so close, I can be talking to my cousin for like 4 hours in a day. I'll be on the phone, go to work, doing something, talking to her. Like, so basically everything that I'm doing, she's aware of the thing. But I just realized that on a low key, she was becoming disrespectful. And she be throwing some kind of like undertone, disrespectful comments to me. And this person, I'm like 9 years older than her. And sometimes I don't tend to see this is somebody that I can cough out money anytime for her sake if she wants it. So when it started getting too much, and then when I started doing my foundation work, and one of my cousins joined as a medical doctor, she had a problem because I was close to that my cousin. She's not my cousin on my mother father's side. He's my cousin on my mother's side. So our closeness with him, she didn't like it. But this is someone I've been close to since when I was little. Do you understand? But she wants to be the only person close to me. She feels like he's getting something that she should be getting from me. I'm like, that's not how this life works. Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, I felt disrespect at some point. I cut her off, and it's more than a year. When I say I cut her off and I did not look back, matter of fact, I threw the key of the cutting off in Bermuda Triangle. I threw it there so that I cannot even look for it.
Oh my
So
god.
it's annoying, but some people are just users in real life. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't add any value to you. All the time is what they can get from you. And then when they get something from they disappear. When they have problems, they reappear.
Hmm.
So those kind of friendship or relationships are draining. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and my mama were having a conversation the other day. I have my twin sister here and one of my friends. My friend had two babies. My twin sister had three. All of them, when they had their kids, I was the one that bathed their babies. Do you understand what I'm saying? But now, when I had my own kids, they don't know how to bathe their own kids 70 after 40 days. So there was
Uh-uh.
no way they could help me. But do you know how they helped me? I didn't cook in my house. They were making sure I had food.
Hmm.
So when my husband was talking about it, it's like people add value in different ways. You see,
Yeah.
you were helping them to bathe the baby, but now you didn't have anybody to help you bathe baby because you know how to do it. But then they compensated in other areas, they overcompensated in other areas. If I want
Hmm.
to eat anything and I call any of them, I'm getting it in the next few hours. Do you
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? So sometimes, they don't have to, the friendship don't have to be like the same energy. There's a way the person comes in and feeling some certain kind of gas and add some certain kind of value. But don't just let it be like you're just taking and not adding any value. Do you understand? If you have a car, you are paying car note, you are paying insurance, but you're not using the car. What value is the car giving you? There's no value. And you're still paying for Uber. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So it's just that. So for me, what I would say today after this topic is that you guys discuss, be the kind of friend that you want people to be to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? And if those people around you are not bringing that kind of value, this is 2026. Cut them off. Honestly speaking, cut them off and don't feel bad about it. Because some people have a way of gaslighting you, like, oh, after all we know we've been friends. I was the one that brought her to America. I was the one that got her this job. Go kick rocks without shoes.
Mm.
Honestly speaking.
I
Like how
agree.
you're talking about Nonce and Ashy, just
Mm.
because you brought her on board. See, there's sometimes you might be the person God wants you to open door for somebody. You see, you guys, when I got married, my husband came here, and my husband was getting an IT certification every year. And me, I got one certification in 10 years. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
So God might just use you to be a blessing to somebody, but that person probably they have their life on check already, or God has blessed them with a gift that is ready to be unlocked, or you guys want to use it to unlock it, and then now you want to start hating on that person because you feel like the person is doing more than you are doing, and you should be the one doing it. No, you shouldn't be. Everybody has
Hmm.
his own calling. Your own might happen at that time. Your own might not. And sometimes God tends to try us too. God wants to bless you, or your blessing is already waiting. But how you treat that your friend and your friend's success, do you understand how I'm saying? Will
Yeah.
determine how your own will play out. But because sometimes God don't allow us to see the future, we play ourselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look at this one jumping from one show to the other, trying to find her own big break. But probably if she has celebrated her friend more and see how she can add value to the friend, she probably will have unlocked her own blessing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
But she's not saying that she wants to be on her own because she doesn't want it to be, let's say, the friend that made this for her. I don't have a problem if I have to give any of my friends credit and say it's because of Abby that I did this, it's because of Abby that I got here, it's because of CC that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I do
That's
not
good.
have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do have a problem with that, and we need to come off that high horse. God is
Mm.
not come down. God is not going to come down from heaven to open any door for you, or He's going to use men to bless you. He's going to use men to open doors for you. And until you learn to give people their flowers, you don't enjoy your own. You not
Mm.
even have the nose to smell it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
honestly speaking, a lot of people misunderstand friendship. A lot of people are missing out on friendship. A lot of people are not catching out on friendship because of greed, jealousy, envy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
When I had these babies last month, I didn't know how much people loved me, honestly speaking. The way people were like genuinely excited for me, the calls, the text messages, the gifts, you understand what I'm saying? Like sometimes some messages when I just read it, I just start crying because of how genuine the message is. Like like this person. There's a lady in my church. She had never spoken to me about like kids or anything, but she knows how I am with kids. But the day she saw me pregnant, there was a way she hugged me. In my heart, I know she has been praying for me. In my heart, I know that I said this woman has been praying. God has answered her prayers. There was a way she hugged me that was different. Do you
Wow.
understand what I'm saying? So we have to be. When I didn't have kids, my sister's kids, my friends' kids come here and they spend the weekend. Like they're gonna call me like I need a break, I need help. I like send them over. I go over to their house. The kids are trying to follow me. My mother just gonna see me show up at the house with children. She's not gonna say anything. And I feel like it was because I had to do all of that for them that God decided to bless me on my own. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Amen.
sometimes, yeah.
Amen.
So as
Mm.
sisters, I'm gonna say sometimes we play ourselves in the face and we miss our blessings because we are envying our friends because we feel like we should be where they are. But everybody has his own calling. In the Bible, it says some people are called to be prophets, some apostles, some evangelists, some pastors, some deacons. Everybody has their own calling. So you got to pick up. If your friend wins something, you got to be genuinely happy for the person that wins. And then if your own happens, happen. Because I feel like if my friend wins, I win. If
Exactly.
I
That's
have
how
a
it should
car, if I have a car now, it's all of us that have a car. You're gonna call me like, not to come and
Exactly.
pick me
be.
up from the airport.
Exactly.
I'm showing up.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
showing up. Like, before I leave, right? When I first came to America, I had a friend I met in church. She lives in the Bronx and I live in Long Island. And the Bronx and Long Island is like east and west, two different places. So if we're going to Philadelphia, like one time we're going to Philadelphia for a wedding, Bronx was closer on our way to Philadelphia. Oh. So if my friend is coming to pick me up at my house, she's going back into Long Island for an hour to pick me up, drive for another hour to pass her house before we go to Philadelphia. I would have taken the train, but my friend drove to Long Island to pick me up and then do, and that's why like when I had to pick people up and then I had a full circle moment when we had a new guy in our church. He didn't have a car. Sometimes I pick him and drop him. He's like, oh, Sanatu, my house is not in your way. I was like, don't worry, I'll still drop you. Do you know that when my car broke down 2 years ago, this guy had a car. He was the one that was picking me up from church and dropping me off.
Mm.
I'm telling you.
Mm.
He was
Hmm.
and this guy braids hair. So anytime people see me, they're like, who made your hair? I'm like, I just pick them, I just drag them to me like this is the person that made it. And every time he'd be telling me, oh, I remember how I came here, you're always giving me customers. I told him, I said, I don't braid hair. So if I don't give you customers, what will I do with them? Braid their hair and collect the money? No,
It's true.
no, oh, no. So if your friend is doing something, celebrate them because you feel like you won't do as good as they are doing. No,
Exactly.
you will not. My twin sister I make suya much better than my twin sister. My twin sister can never make suya better than me. But you know what I cannot make better than my twin sister? Meat pie and fish roll. I can never meet up to her standard.
And
So we
Sister
don't
Nat,
even
that's
drag that.
what I was even thinking about now. I was thinking about this whole talk about jealousy, envy, all of that stuff. I think if we start to see life in stages, it would
Hmm.
make more sense. So for
Yes.
instance, I'll give you an example. Let's say I have 5 friends and all 5 of them are married. I'm not married. I can't, but at the end of the day, 5 of them don't have the career that I have.
Hmm.
Correct.
That's how life is
Yeah.
sometimes, right?
Yeah.
You know, so that sometimes people are doing certain things. Everything is just in God's timing, what suits them, what they can handle at the time. So you have to be happy with something in your life or couple of things in your life and wait your turn for that other aspect of your life. So while this, what they are enjoying is marriage or whatever, you are enjoying the benefits of your own career and being able to
God
afford
bless you.
things and all.
Yep.
And then in another stage, somebody else is enjoying that they're able to afford their car or their dream house. You are enjoying that you're able to. So I think that when we start to even look at it as timing and what you're able to handle at that time as well, it would make sense as to how we're not that different, right? We're equal, just in different aspects at different times. Just like what you said now, I can make suya, this other person can make this and that. Again, that's
Yeah.
different in talent or difference in
Yeah.
that matter, but in different ways. So I
Yeah.
think that is it as well. And even touching on that whole thing of cooking versus bathing children, we had said it earlier as well, where your friends will reciprocate in their own way. Is the problem is
Yeah.
they don't at all. That is
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah.
So thank
Yeah.
you very much for that, sis.
So, I mean, real quick before I go, right, to make this analysis like easier for yourself. Let's consider ourselves like crops from farming. If I am maize and you are yam, another person is a potato. Our germinating, like our processes are different. Corn
Mm.
might take 3 to 4 months and is ready for harvesting 5 months. Yam might not be the same thing. Millet might not be the same thing. Potato might not be the same thing. So if you feel like because I've maize you are potato, we should germinate at the same time, you're going to miss out on your season. And also there are crops that they grow in different seasons. There are some that are for rainy season, some are for dry season. So if you see me during rainy season, I'm blooming, and that's my own season, and you feel like you should bloom also in the rainy season, oh yeah, is your case. You're going to be ruined. So the
Mm.
moment the earlier we understand stages and seasons for each one of us and the talent that we have and our purpose, the better life gets for us. And we don't have to deal with envy and jealousy and the rest of it. But I miss you guys. Welcome back.
Yeah,
Happy to
miss you
have you back.
Thank
too.
you so
Thank
much.
you,
Nice
Nice
to
to
sister.
see
have
you.
you
I
too.
pray
Nice to
2026.
meet
I
you.
pray
I'll give
2026
you
be
a
kind to
call
all of
another
us.
time.
I pray things to be kind to all of us and we get to live in more of our purpose and achieve more this year in
Amen.
Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Love you, ladies. I'll be in
Amen
the
to
bathroom.
that.
Oh, hi, Zeno. Let me say hi to Zeno. I miss Zeno too.
Mhm. Thank you, sister Natsu. See you later. Uh-oh.
Bye.
Are you gonna ask about
You see?
Ashleen's question?
Yeah, that's what's on the screen. But there's feedback. I don't know where it's from, right? I don't know where it's from. Honey babe. Ashley is saying how to reconcile. We've reached out to old friends from college. It's been years I've spoken to people I went to uni with. I know it's embarrassing. I only speak to two friends, and it's sometimes, I guess, sad. Is the emoji.
I'm not. Do you know? Can I give you an honest assessment?
I know what you want to say. Like, why do you want to reach out to them? Like,
Literally, why?
why do you want to reach your uni friends? Don't
What?
you don't have
Do
to
you know
carry
what it
friends
is?
out
It's
of
like
uni.
me. To me, it's like wearing an old shoe because you find comfort in it. You don't need to break it in. So you feel like, oh, let me reach out to my old friends, unless because I feel like if they were really people who you loved, you cared about, they'll still be in your life. They'll be checking on you too, just as much
Exactly.
energy that you're using, right? Depending on the amount of time that has passed. But this thing of you kind of feel like, oh, I don't have friends, or I'm not really, maybe I'm not outgoing. Okay, let me start reaching out to you're 30 years old. Let me start reaching out to my primary school friend, secondary school. Why?
It's
That
forcing stuff.
It's
me,
forcing stuff. Just start again. Just meet like Cece said, go to the gym. Just
you
start
just have to put
talking. Go,
yourself out
yeah.
there. You just have to make the effort to, you know what, it's hard. It's like getting on a horse, right? You
A
learning to
bike.
ride again. A bike, sorry, that's better. Getting on a horse, where did I get that from? It's just like it's pick it to me, it just gives, I just want to reignite that effort because you already have that familiarity. You don't need to go out of your way to really work on trying to make that friendship or ignite that friendship. I know it's really hard as an adult to make friends, but there's so many ways that you can do it, unless this is like, a friend that you've lost touch with, or something. I just feel like it's a crutch that people use, that, oh, let me get in touch with that friend that I've not spoken to for 15, 20. I just feel like, why? If somebody contacted me, I'm gonna be 40. I'm gonna be 40 next week, guys. Right? If somebody from my secondary school, primary school contacted me, hi sis, I'll just block you.
Sissy.
I'm sorry, we don't
It's
have
not
any
that
apart from
You
serious.
have nothing
hi.
to comment.
I'll be
No, I
like,
agree
but
with
isn't
Tuesday.
that
I
just
agree
be
with
like
No,
Tuesday.
so
private?
for me, I think no, for me, Ashley and I believe Ashley. I know that Ashley is Gen Z. I think
Let
it's
me tell
Mm.
Gen.
you,
Maybe give me a
okay,
lot of
I
feedback.
just
Um,
no.
Ashley is Gen Z, so this is for me. This is very simple. So we haven't finished university that long ago. Okay, we haven't finished university and
10 years.
college that
What are
long
you
ago.
trying to say,
I,
Abby?
no, I'm trying to come get somewhere that is not that crazy. So I'll give an example. We're in social media age. People are watching people, right? We're posting our progress, we're posting I just go engage, we're posting it's my birthday and all, right? And that's why I'm saying, Ashley, where I understand where you're coming from. The friends that I have from university, we continued from then up until now. There's no one that dropped off and then later on we picked up after 10 years. No, it will be, I think it's been 8 years. I finished university initially and then postgrad maybe around 7 years. But I'm saying this to say that sometimes happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Easter, you guys, have the talk conversations anyway. That's I believe that's normal because we all follow each other on social media. Now, for a friendship, I've made a lot of friends in my adulthood. I'm talking about in the last 5 years.
Same.
So, and I feel like I'm going to be very honest and say, because of my social media presence as well, there's people that I've just spoken to over time, and then eventually we met up and we became friends. It's like me now, I'm going to be seeing CC
Yay!
next week now. Like, my point
No,
is
not
that you
next week,
need
Abby. February.
next month,
Next month.
end of next
Next month.
month. Sorry, I'm going to see this the end of next month. Like, you sometimes you're on the internet with people and then they become friends, etc. So you're gonna make friends in your adulthood. There's no real reason to go and say I want to reconnect, right? These days as well, let's be honest, there's so many things that bring people together. I've gone for a lot of alumni events and I've met people
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
that's it. Do you understand? But I do think, again, remember what I said, there's a difference between network and friendship. You don't have
Yeah.
to be friends with these people, but
Building your
your
network.
but your
Yeah.
people from school are always and should always be your network. A lot of people that I went to school with have said to do amazing things. CEO of this, CEO of that. Bro, you're on part of my network. It's what it is.
Absolutely.
That's what it
That's
is.
being
So I think you
strategic.
need to
But
see it
reaching
as
out to be
network.
friends, no, do it as a networking thing. But
Yeah, you don't need
to be
friends. You don't
friends,
need
and
friends.
especially now, think about it. If somebody's like, let's say, like Abby's saying now, I've got friends who have like blown up, they've done amazing things. I now come and reach out to them. Do you not think that they'll just be thinking like, why is Ashley reaching out to me now that I've blown, now that I've become CEO of one corporation? Now you remember me, you want to reach out. So
Not
they're
really,
already.
See, I've had friends that have reached out to me. I've reached out to friends like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Well done. What do you mean? It's not even that I
Yeah, but
want
I
to
mean
be
that's
friends
in
with
terms of
you,
like
but
doing network,
you know,
right? But you're not trying to be
yeah,
like, oh my god, let's reconnect, let's start going out for coffee dates, let's
no,
get back to how
Yeah.
we were 10 years ago. No.
I
those
think
things
people.
happen
I think
naturally.
people need to understand the essence of networking and friendships. It depends. Like I said, in sometimes when you're doing certain career paths, or or you're obviously doing other stuff, you're networking, you're building up, connections, because it's a kind of like a collaboration and give and take. So someone would know someone who knows someone, and then you give back. So definitely networking is great, but I think people should not get it twisted. There's a big difference between networking and having genuine, authentic relationships. So bear that in mind.
I want to
So
Yeah.
make a Nigerian joke. I think Auntie Yukus will be able to relate to this one, particularly because it's our industry. The friends that reach out to you because they are getting married and they need someone to buy, they need to fill up their Ashwebi girls.
I blocked off
Good
somebody
but
because of that.
block.
Because
are you
see,
I
like,
you
serious?
like,
don't you don't hear from her
Abby,
from
you
years.
said
You
that
posting
you
online. She
suspect
doesn't.
people on
Wow.
your Shrebi train.
no, see, I talk to these people.
Mm-mm.
I know that. See, this thing I'm talking about. That's why I say I think we relate because this is our industry. You have
Mm-hmm.
not spoken to me, not even happy birthday, not even Merry Christmas, not happy, for 10
Yeah, happy
years.
birthday. They don't do that. But then
Nothing.
they
You not
send
come and say,
you
oh, I'm getting married.
Do
get
people
Okay.
married.
do that? That's
My
so
They do.
weird.
People do
Ashwebi
that.
is X
People do
amount
that.
of money. I don't
Oh
understand.
wow.
Yeah, they do
That's
it a lot.
crazy.
In fact, and the reason why I'm even
Yes,
giving,
they do it a lot.
They do
yes,
it a lot.
and of course, me, I don't reply because that's the thing that
Mm-mm.
I've heard that I'm stuck up. I've heard that there's no problem
Eh?
like that. So because they don't have my number now, so most of them will message me on Instagram. Then what I
Okay.
will not
Oh
hear from
my
those that
gosh.
knows me,
Yeah,
will not say
Razman.
that, oh, it's because she has followers on Instagram, because she's not a baddie, because she's not, no problem. Yes, that's one reason I will not come. Yes. Because what do you mean? Is this same Instagram that someone that bullied me in secondary school came and said they are in the UK and they're in the UK and they are stuck, they're looking for accommodation.
Yeah.
Madam, you bullied me in secondary school, number one. Number two, we've not spoken since secondary school. You want me to give you an accommodation? I will poison you now. Are you not worried about poisoning?
But I don't understand the effrontery. Like, I haven't spoken to you
audacity.
I haven't spoken to you for 10, 20 years. I don't know. People have guts, man. I don't know what it is. People have guts, because why would you pick up the phone? Like, for you, Abby, I've not spoken to you. I bullied you, in school, but I'm homeless and I pick up the phone to call Abby. How does that even make sense? There's some people are just got, there's levels. I don't know. I'm stuttering here.
What about
honestly.
people?
Sister Yinka,
What about people that?
over to you.
Yeah. What about people that have like a birthday party coming up? It's still months away, but you haven't heard from them for a long time. But then they have a party coming up, and then they reach out to you. Oh, girlfriend, how you doing? It's been a while. And they're chit chatting. You get off the phone, and then maybe the next day they send you another message, and a week later you get an RSVP invitation to a party.
For what?
I ain't going. I'm not going.
Because the only reason why they're reaching out is because they're wanting the crowd at the party.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
something
I'm
that
still not
Auntie
going.
is able to relate to as well, where
Mhm.
there's something that happens in Nigerian community, in the party community, where
Hey.
they kind of want to have beautiful girls or girls that wear expensive things or whatever as
Mhm.
part of their train or part of their Ashwebi girls. So they start to reach out to the people that they think would make their Ashwebi girls look somewhat nice. I know, guys, it doesn't make sense, but it happens.
Mhm.
Right?
Mm.
So
You think
that's why
so?
you see that there's people that don't. We know that we've spoken about this before in the previous show, where there's people that say nonsense like, my friend is too fat to be on my train.
Wow.
It's not aesthetically pleasing. Yeah. So it's that same idea. Yeah, it's the same idea of, oh, this my friend, at least should wear Gucci or should wear Dior. Like they want big babes. So they will look at you like this one is that big babe or beautiful babe. Fact, so I'm not joking, it's a thing. That so like Auntie Inkus now. You will not say, oh, Auntie Inkus, she's light skinned, she dresses nice, she carries herself a certain way. You don't want her to be at your party, care. You know, and see, I'm telling you that this is how they calculate. Oh, you don't understand this.
Let me tell you something. They will even tell the whoever is doing the creating the content, or the videographer or whatever, and tell them
To
exactly
focus
where
on
those people
them.
are sitting to focus on them, because they want the image. They want to make sure that they're on that video that ends up on Instagram. Yep. Mm.
Here's me. If I'm not really cool like that, why am I gonna go to your party? That's just effort. For what?
But that's what we're saying now.
You know what I always think
That's
though? I'm
very
like, I
weird.
tell my husband I'm never gonna throw a party for myself, because I hardly go to people's parties like that, because I can read through you. You don't reach out to me, really.
Yeah.
You're not really in my life. I do things. You don't, I mean, you come to the back end and say, oh, kudos, whatever, but you don't put it out there. You don't talk about me like that. So, and then you like, I can't be hosting people and feeding you with my money only for you to be doing trash behind my back. I just can't. I'm like, maybe when my sons are getting married, Sha, and it'll be their friends and family. I have a big family anyway, so I really don't.
And also, if you invite me to your events last minute, I was never meant to be there, so I'm not coming.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Lastminute.com doesn't work for me. I hate this lastminute.com
like
thing.
going out
It
anyway.
drives me nuts. Yeah.
So, I don't even like going out. It takes me 3 weeks to prep
To
myself.
mentally prepare. I'm telling
So
you.
if you give me 1 week was never enough time. Anyway, we're at the end of the show. And by the way, Ashley, another reason why I'm saying this, because my childhood friend reached out to me 2 days ago.
Wow.
Yes.
Aw.
Shout out to Ufoma. I think she's actually watching, because I told her about the show. We spoke for hours. Now, this is a childhood friend where we grew up together. We went and I was just so glad. And that's why I'm saying that it just depends on the memories you have. Obviously, our parents are friends. That's when they efforts together, all of that stuff. She lives in Abuja now, which is how we kind of like said to lose contact, because once her dad got retired, they moved from Lagos to Abuja, and then obviously I moved to the UK, all of that. So sometimes your childhood friends are your childhood friends, and regardless of how close you guys haven't or how distant you guys have been in the last 20 years, because it means that I probably haven't spoken to this girl in something around over 15 years, something like that. Like, do you understand? But we follow each other on Instagram here and then. Nothing major. She's not a social media person, but I was excited to hear from her, and we're talking, and hopefully I see her soon. Do you know what I mean? So it's not always that bad of an idea to reach out to your old friends. It just also depends on
The
Zeno
relationship.
mentioned emotional equity as well. There's
Yeah.
enough emotional equity because this girl is a very big part of my upbringing and living on the barracks and all. So of course it's very easy to reconnect in a sense.
Yeah.
But there's other people that like that one that I said that was my bully. From where to where? You and who?
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
So
It's
I
the
was
memories
bully.
you
I
have.
was very happy
Mm.
to have reconnected with this girl. I just can't wait to see her.
Welcome back, Ifoma.
Welcome back.
Anyway,
That's it.
last words, ladies. Last words, so we can go to bed. Who
Who wants to
started?
start first? Who
Your
wants
sister
to start
Yinka, go
first?
for it. Has she dropped off?
Yeah, she dropped off for real. She
Oh,
had bad connection. She's just been talking in the
oh yeah, she's
backstage.
been echoing a lot as well. Also,
Yeah.
I wanted to say, real fan, please feel free if you have anything you want us to talk about. Feel free to actually suggest topics because what's the point? If you feel like,
Mm.
oh, you like our perspectives, you like our wisdom, you like our takes, why not ask your questions? If you want us to cover something, let us know.
Mm.
Especially like
Let
the
us
younger ladies, is there
know.
something specific you really want to know how to navigate? Is it career? Is it relationships? Let us know and we'll consider it and find a way to cover it. So I think that that's a good idea. Why
I
not?
think I'll start it off, but I think for me, I think we need to learn to sometimes you grow and evolve, and sometimes you have to leave some people behind. And I think sometimes each individual relationship, you need to all have that audit and assess whether it works in your favor or not. And if you decide that you need to let go of a friendship, don't feel guilty. You need to do what works for you. And I think growth shouldn't be a problem. I mean, the topic is when growth makes you a problem. It's not a problem because sometimes you outgrow people, and I think there's no shame in outgrowing people. So I think for me, my closing remarks would be there's no shame. Do what you need to do that is right for you. And in 2026, do a friend audit and assess your friendships. And if they don't work, you know my words, block, delete, and move on. Thank you very
Oh
much.
yeah. Thank you, honey babe.
I
Auntie
agree.
Yinkus. Auntie Yinkus, did you hear what I said when you dropped off? Before you
No, I just got back in now. I
Okay, I
had to
was
try my
saying
phone. I was using my computer before.
Okay, I was saying that I feel like real fam, if there's anybody that wants us to cover any topics, that it's okay for them to suggest. Because it was one thing for us to, find topics that we think are important, and that thing for us to actually find topics that would people need
Yeah,
I agree.
definitely.
and would touch them or would be helpful. So it'd be nice to do something that is helpful to anybody. So if you have that, feel free to drop it on here. And you can also feel free to message Uncle Ben on Instagram or even Auntie Yinkus on Instagram as well. And let me find everybody's Instagram. I think because your last words while I put everybody's Instagram on the
Yeah, my last words would be the kind of friend that you want.
Very
Pretty
true.
much, because I'm big on accountability. I know that we've spoken a lot about, how people are, how friendships have gone south, how we've had to block people from our lives, but we also need to be accountable for whatever action or inaction, whatever role that we played in that friendship. Yeah, some friendship you didn't play any role that was negative. It just didn't work. Every friendship has a season. Everything in life has a season, and once you know that the season is truly over, don't push it, but always look inward and make sure that if there's a part that you needed to play, that you played your own role. And if you didn't, take accountability. If you can make it work, make it work. If you can't make it work, close the chapter and move on.
Thank you, Auntie Yinkus.
Mhm.
Perfect. Cece.
Okay, I think Carney Babe and Sister Yinka said kind of what I wanted to say. I feel like it's okay to outgrow friendships. It's part of life, unfortunately. It's painful, it can cause a lot of confusion. But I think if you value the friend, you value, your emotional needs or whatever, and they happen to change because of that friendship or within that friendship, I think have the conversation with the person like Zeno said, if there's that equity already there emotionally, you should do them that by giving them, let them have that give them a reason to understand, okay, this is not working out for me, these are the reasons. Give them a chance at least to correct their behavior, right? But if after all that you still find that your conversations are feeling forced, everything is draining, you're repeating the same thing, you don't feel supported, and you guys are just not aligned, then it's okay. Just let that thing go. It's better to, like they say, sometimes it's better to let the friendship go when you're still on good terms, when things are amicable, than to get to a point where you just hate the person, or the person just annoys you. You start having this bitterness. It's like a relationship. When the relationship is at a certain level, I mean, in a male and female relationship, right? You get to a point where you feel like, I should have just ended this months ago, years ago, when things were still okay. You could have maybe been friends, you could have been cordial, but when you leave it and it just begins to fester, you start growing this kind of hate. Now you want to see the person, you want to shred the person to pieces. I don't think that's right. Just accept that you've outgrown the person, you're not aligned anymore, and you can move forward. And then maybe with time, like things happen naturally, you guys may circle back. Look at Abby and her friend 10 years later, 15 years later. Hey girl, and you're trying to rebuild again. Not that it was a toxic relationship, but that's what could happen if things are left in a good place and it just happens naturally. So outgrowing is part of life, unfortunately. Just do it. I think I will say do it amicably and let it be done at the appropriate time, and don't drag it on forever and ever and ever. That's
Amen.
it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for having us back. We've been away for a while, but we are back, and we're
We
gonna
are back
be
and we're gonna be
consistent.
Amen.
in 2026. We're gonna be consistent, guys. Just to let you know. So,
Amen.
are you ready for the ride?
Praise God.
Yeah.
So our next show is actually on the 20, what's now? 20, what did you 29th?
Is
We
it?
have a show on the 29th. If you have a top Honey Babe, don't you have a show on the 29th? Why is
We
Honey Babe
do,
not?
we do. I'm gonna put it in my calendar, no vex. We do.
We already have a topic. Can't you see Zeno's topic? Uncle Ben is the
What
topic.
is it?
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Let's do that one
I
then.
can never
Uncle
support
Ben's stubbornness.
my own uncle.
Yeah, let's do it.
My own Uncle Ben, never. But anyway, please, like I said, follow Auntie Yinkus on Instagram. Message her if you have any topics that you want us to cover and you think it will be very helpful, especially because January is the beginning of the year, but February is when the real year starts. So you can adjust.
Abby.
I'm saying this thing because
Abby, Abby.
no, Auntie Yinkus, we are doing trial run because Auntie Yinkus, I caught you. There was a cut. You drank Baileys, but we agreed that after Christmas we'll go back to Fit Farm. But you are drinking Baileys that we know that we all overate over Christmas. So Auntie Yinkus, you can restart in Feb. That's my point. So everybody that has already failed, like you see me, Uncle Ben has made me shout this January. So I'm restarting my resolution in February. So I say this to say Feb is my birthday month. So it's always a
birthday
new
month, yeah.
So I'm just saying that by 29th, if you have a topic that you think will help you get this year right, let us know so that by Feb you restart your year. You get me? That's my
We
point.
get you. We get you.
We get you.
Increase Pepper Talks on Instagram, and alternative, you can also message Uncle Ben on Uncle Beno 25 on Instagram. If you message me, I most likely will not see your message. That's why I choose those people.
If you message me, I will not answer.
If you message me, I know answer. I'm got a lot
It's
on
going
my
to get stuck in my
head.
It's going to get stuck in my request. So that's why you're gonna go to Uncle Ben. I'm gonna go to Auntie Yinkus. Thank you. All right, ladies.
Okay.
All right. Love you all. See you later.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Good night.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Oh, sorry. We have that ad break thing, don't we? Oh God, I can't remember how it works.
Which one?
Let me just do outro. The next show, I'll remember. Bye. See you, everybody.